A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Romance of the Ranchos. Westwood, 1820. Ex-soldier settles on Rancho. Westwood, 1852. Last Indian raid on Southland Rancho. Westwood, 1929. Great university founded on Old Rancho. The Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles presents The Romance of the Ranchos, a weekly dramatization of the colorful and romantic history of our Southern California. Each week, our wandering vaquero Frank Graham returns to tell the facts about a part of the Southland rich in the romance of the ranchos. Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles has asked me to say a word now about a different kind of insurance. Insurance for victory in our nation's war against ruthless enemies. Your purchases of United States defense bonds and stamps constitute a form of insurance that will provide protection against loss of possessions more valuable than property or life itself. America has never lost a war, and with the united people behind its war effort, it won't lose this one. Unite now for victory by buying more and more United States defense bonds and stamps. And now here to tell us the story is our wandering vaquero, Frank Graham.
Buenas noches, señoras y señores. First, I want to call your attention to a change in time for this program. Starting next week, The Romance of the Ranchos will come to you an hour and a half earlier at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. That's 6 o'clock next Wednesday evening and every Wednesday evening thereafter. Make a note of it, will you? And now, tonight, we're going to trace the romantic history of that part of our Southland around the communities of Westwood Hills, Westwood Village, Holmby Hills, and Bel Air. This land was once the great Rancho San Jose de Buenos Ayres, a region rich in the romance of the ranchos. The history of this land began when Governor Felipe de Neve, in 1781, decreed the founding of a pueblo near the Porciúncula River, a town to be called El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Ángeles. He also provided the population for that otherwise lifeless spot of Southern California. Up from Sinaloa came a tiny band of soldiers and settlers to found and build a village which was to grow into the great city of today. There were only a handful of them with their families. One of them was the soldier Maximo Analis.
So this is it.
See, mi amigo. This is the site.
You mean to tell me that tomorrow we bring our families from the Mission San Gabriel, listen to a speech, and just call this barren, dusty spot home and stay here?
See. As soon as the ceremonies are over, we begin to build our houses.
And in the meantime, our families sleep on the ground in the dust.
Oh, come, mi amigo. You must not be discouraged. Any new venture looks bad at first. Wait until we have a few adobes up around the plaza, a few corrals and stores. Then it will begin to look like home.
Bah, it is a stupid idea anyway. Out here in the middle of a wilderness, nobody, nothing around.
Oh, but you are wrong. There are many Indian villages near here in the Mission.
Ah, the Mission. If the Padres want to live in the wilderness and preach to the Indians, let them. But why should I have to?
Oh, you do not understand. Can you not see? Can't you look out across these beautiful plains and see the country that could be? Fertile orchards, great herds roaming the grazing land, a thriving town, ships stopping at the bay, bringing goods to us, taking hides and tallow from us to every country of the world. Ah, that is a glorious sight.
Madre de Dios, this heat has touched your brain. You're completely loco. You're seeing things that don't exist and never shall.
Oh, no. No, you are wrong. They will exist. We will make them exist. This may be a barren, hot, dusty, lonely spot now, but wait, mi amigo, wait. Someday El Pueblo de Los Angeles will be a place to be reckoned with.
The prediction of Maximo Alanis was to come true many years after his death. Slowly, the little pueblo grew, but those early years were full of hardship, and there were some who could not weather them. One of these was Senora Alanis. After her death, Maximo lived on in the little house in the pueblo. For several years more, he carried on his duties as a soldier in the fast-growing Pueblo de Los Angeles. But age was creeping up on him, and one day he was called to see the captain who had just come from Monterey.
Buenos dias, Capitan. You sent for me?
Si, senor. Sit down.
I have done nothing wrong.
No, of course not, senor. In fact, it is to compliment you that I have sent for you.
Oh.
Si. You have been a soldier here for many years, have you not?
Oh, a trifle, see, some 30 years.
And your service to your country has been unexcelled.
Gracias. I have tried to do my best.
But, senor, are you not a little tired of the army?
Tired?
Si. You are not getting any younger, you know. And most of our men feel that they have done their duty when they reach your age.
I know. You mean I'm getting too old? Useless.
Not at all. A man with your vast experience is always needed. But you have served more than enough time to entitle you to a pension.
Pension? You wish to pension me off?
No, Alanis. Do not jump at conclusions. As long as you wish to remain in the service, you will be welcome.
Senor Capitan, you wish to discharge me, pension me off like an old horse. I have outlived my usefulness.
Oh, Alanis, stop it. I am doing nothing of the kind. I did not mean to hurt your feelings by what I said. I thought you would be happy.
Happy? To be discarded as too old?
Once and for all, I am not trying to discard you as too old. You are not too old. You may remain a soldier for another 30 years if you wish.
Gracias.
But most of your comrades in arms have asked for pensions after that many years. But you go on serving and asking nothing.
See, why shouldn't I? I am happy.
But, Alanis, after so many years of faithful work, you deserve some rest and some reward.
Reward?
See, the government wishes to reward you for your fine work. And you do not wish to take it.
But a pension, is that a reward?
See, most men think so. And that is the spirit it is given in. The government frees you from work, pays you 8 pesos a month, and you have nothing to worry about for the rest of your life.
Nothing to worry about. What would I do with myself? No work to do. 8 pesos to live on, and what would I do? How would I fill up the days?
Oh, you would find plenty to do once you got used to it. Besides, there will be the land to take care of.
Land? What land?
Oh, I did not tell you?
No.
Well, besides the pension, you are entitled to a square league of public land anywhere you choose.
Oh.
See, on it you keep your cattle, build a house, become a ranchero. Just like Sergeant Verdugo and Dominguez and all the others. So, you see, there will be plenty to do. You have a new life before you as a great ranchero.
The government wishes to do this for me?
See, it is no more than right after the fine service you have rendered.
Oh, Senor Capitan, I'm overwhelmed. It is too much. I thought... Oh, I'm sorry, Capitan. I thought you were trying to get rid of me.
Oh, no, senor. No, we shall be sorry to lose you. But I'm sure that you'll go on serving your country as a great ranchero.
See, mi amigo, it is fine, but now that I have my pension, what am I to do?
Do? Just sit in the sun and enjoy life. What more do you want?
Oh, to a man accustomed to action, just sitting becomes unbearable.
I should like to try it just once. Pension.
Oh, the pension is not that much. You cannot live like a prince, you know.
That is all the more reason for you not to move around too much. Action whets the appetite. Your pension is plenty if you sit in the sun and don't get too hungry.
You are hopeless, mi amigo. Oh, but this is no joking matter. I am serious.
See, I know. But why, if you want action, don't you go out and find your rancho that you have coming?
Oh, I have looked all around the pueblo. There's no land close by that is not spoken for.
See, I know. But there is plenty of fine, rich land just a few leagues away.
See, but I am an old man, lonely, my children growing up, my wife gone. I've lived all my life in the pueblo. I do not enjoy the prospect of going out to a lonely adobe in the hills to spend the rest of my days.
Then, my friend, get married. Raise another family.
Huh? What are you saying?
Of course, you are not so old. All this talk of pensions has made you feel old. You still have many years of life ahead of you. In fact, a whole new life. Look at it in that way, mi amigo.
Oh, but marry again. After my wife died,
I knew your wife too, senor. And she would not wish you to be lonely. If she could tell you, I'm sure she would want you to marry again and be happy.
Perhaps you are right. See, mi amigo. Perhaps you are right.
And so Massimo Alanis did not close his lonely heart to romance, and presently he found the love and comfort he sought. On February 2nd, 1818, at the Mission San Gabriel, he and Senorita Juana Reyes were married, and the old soldier started a new life and a new family. For a time, they made their home in the adobe of Senora Alanis, which stood on the land east of Alameda Street, near the Los Angeles River. But soon, disaster threatened.
Massimo, look at it, coming up to the very foundation.
Do not worry, mi querida. As soon as I have these few clothes packed, we shall get away to the hill. We shall be safe.
See, but our home, it will be swept away in the flood. And our lovely orchards, they are ruined, and our cattle drowned.
See, we shall not be able to save much.
But what are we to do?
I don't know, except that we shall not come back here. These spring rains would flood us out every year. I must find a home for us, a home that will be safe.
But where, Massimo?
I do not know, but I still have a parcel of land coming from the government. And now, mi querida, I must find it and claim it.
And so Massimo Alanis set out on a search for his rancho to be. With his old friend, he was riding one day.
Oh, mi amigo, we are almost 4 leagues from the pueblo. I'm dying of this heat.
Never mind the heat, mi amigo.
But this is wilderness. There's nothing here and no one.
That is all right. No one will bother you, and there will be no arguments over the land.
Oh, but amigo mio, so far from the town and so hot.
Massimo, either you want to be a ranchero or you do not.
Oh, but
if you do, then you must give up the pueblo and come out to live where there is land for cattle and orchards. If you do not, then stay in the pueblo and be content.
Oh, if you were not my friend, I should be angry with you, but since you are my friend, you are right.
Gracias, mi amigo.
Oh, but I am so hot and tired, and I still haven't seen anything that looks good. Mi amigo, let's turn back and try another direction tomorrow.
Now, wait. We're almost to the top of this hill. I want you to see what lies over it. Just a minute and we will be there. Come.
Oh, very well, but I can tell you I won't like it. It's hot and sticky. I like the cool shade of the pueblo.
It is hot there, too. You can have your shade anywhere. Now, stop quibbling.
Oh,
hey, here we are at the top. Oh. Now, look at that.
Santa Maria. Oh, it is a pretty view. See?
Pretty. It's beautiful. Look, there in the distance, you can see the ocean. And look at that plain, pasture land for the cattle.
Mi amigo, do you feel it?
Feel what?
The breeze, the cool breeze.
Yes, it's from the ocean. It is like that all the time. Even when it is hottest in the pueblo, the breeze from the ocean is cool.
Oh, it is like heaven. I feel refreshed already.
Forget the temperature, mi amigo. Look at this land. It'll make a wonderful rancho.
See, it will.
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, of course. Did you not want me to like it?
Yeah, but you have hardly even looked at it.
Oh, I do not have to look at it, mi amigo. I can feel it. Any place that has cool breezes like this is wonderful. I shall take it. I shall live here.
Because of the breeze?
See. And I shall call my rancho San Jose de Buenos Ayres. Saint Joseph of the pleasant breezes.
If you sell a parcel of real estate or borrow money and offer real estate as security, your prospective purchaser or the bank or other financial institution you're dealing with will probably require that you furnish a policy of title insurance. When you buy real estate or make a loan secured by it, you have every reason to insist on receiving the same protection, and here's why. Let us suppose that you're buying a parcel of land from John Jones, and that you have a complete record title of the land from the original United States patent down to the present owner, revealing no defect in the title of any of the previous owners. Now, suppose that one of the deeds in this chain of title had been forged, or that one of the owners had been a minor who could not legally give a good deed, or that one of the deeds had been issued on behalf of a corporation by an officer who had not been legally authorized to do so, or that one of the owners who gave the deed was actually married and his wife did not join in its execution. These are some of the matters constituting possible title defects, which even the most careful examination of records might not reveal. And yet any one of them might jeopardize the title you're acquiring. A policy of title insurance from the Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles will protect you against these defects.
It was in 1820 that Don Maximo Alanis found his rancho, San Jose of the Pleasant Breezes, and applied for his grant. Then, without delay, he took his cattle to the new pasture land, for the community grazing tracts of the Pueblo were overcrowded. He began to build an adobe house in a grove of sycamores near the present site of the Marymount School, just north of the campus of UCLA. By spring, it was finished, and he loaded his family into a rumbling carreta and started on the journey to their new home. A distance of some 13 miles, it takes a matter of minutes today. But in 1821, the trip consumed almost a week. Not only because there were no roads, only trails, and the two-wheeled cart with wheels made of imperfectly rounded slabs of tree trunks made slow progress, but the main reason...
Massimo, there is a house.
See, it's the home of Don Manuel.
Bueno, we've been traveling all of 2 hours. I'm tired.
Carita, you mean we should stop?
Si, de seguro.
Oh, but I do not like Don Manuel.
I know, Massimo, but we cannot pass him by. You know that? He would never get over the insult.
But why must we stop at every house all the way to the rancho, whether we like the people or not?
Now, Massimo, you know as well as I that it would be a breach of custom if we did not.
Oh.
They are probably all prepared for us. Food and music and everything.
See, and we shall have to go through another fiesta. We have been away from home 2 days, and already we have been to 3 fiestas.
Gee, and this will be another.
And they will want us to stay 2 or 3 days. At best, we will not get away until morning.
What is the difference, mi querido?
I am anxious to get to our new home.
A few days will not make a difference. There is plenty of time.
See, of course, mi carita, it is not a question of time, but I am hot. I want to get to the cool breezes of the rancho.
We shall get there soon enough, mi querido. After 3 or 4 more days.
And fiestas.
Time meant nothing, and the traveler must stop at every house along his route for a visit. There was always food and music and dancing. There was rest and hospitality for as long as they would stay. But finally, Alanis was in his new home, his family safely established there, and one by one, the pleasant years rolled by. They were prosperous, peaceful years, marred only by an occasional argument over water rights. But then, about 1840, when Maximo Alanis was indeed an old man, a real trouble threatened.
Maximo, mi amigo, it is true. Sepulveda has actually claimed part of your land.
No, I cannot believe that Don Francisco would do this to me.
Perhaps it is a mistake, but he has included part of the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Ayres in the map of his land to be sent to the governor.
This has never been part of his Rancho San Vicente. You know that, mi amigo.
Si, I know it. So do most people around here. But does the governor up north know it?
See, that is the trouble. He has never given me full title to the land, even though they gave me possession of it for my services as a soldier. I never received any proper title.
And for all the governor knows, this might be Sepulveda's land.
See?
But, mi amigo, you must do something right away.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not, your rancho might be taken away from you.
But I have lived here for 20 years. Everybody knows that. More than that, what can I do?
You must petition the authorities right away and ask for a proper title to this land.
See,
See, I will do it immediately. Most excellent Comandante General of this Department of California, Don Manuel Michel Torena. I, Jose Massimo Alanis, a citizen of the town of Rosario and a resident in this city for a trifle of 60 years, come before your Excellency praying in the following terms. Most Excellent Sir, will your Excellency pardon my lack of words and boldness? I was given possession of my land, the Rancho.
Massimo Alanis petitioned the governor for proper title to the Rancho de Buenos Ayres. To his aid came many prominent citizens of the pueblo to swear that it was truly his land. Among them were Antonio Maria Lugo, Vicente Sanchez, Agustin Machado, Anastasio Avila.
Which has compelled me to come before your Excellency with this petition. I trust in the power and authority of your Excellency to grant me this title to the property, and I swear I am without malice. I cannot sign my name. God and Liberty, Los Angeles, February 3rd, 1843, Massimo Alanis, who kisses your feet.
Massimo's petition was successful, and at last he held full title to the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Ayres. It was not till long afterward that the final rest came to the old soldier, and a new era was to start for the rancho. This was a land of Americans now, and one of them, Don Benito Wilson, was to come into possession of Buenos Ayres about the year 1852. It was in that year, too, and on the rancho, which is now westward, that something happened which caused the early Southlanders a great deal of merriment. It was early in the morning when the mayordomo of Wilson's rancho awoke to hear...
Pedro, are you awake?
What is it, senor?
Wake up, you stupid ass. Something is wrong.
What are the cattle bawling about?
That is what I want to know. Look outside. See what it is.
Oh, senor, it is dark.
Open your eyes. It is past dawn. You can see.
See, I shall look.
Well, what is it? What do you see?
Senor, Indians.
Indians? What are you saying, man?
See, Indians, they are stealing the cattle. It's an Indian raid.
An Indian raid? Impossible. This is 1852, man. We haven't had an Indian raid in this section for years.
No, Senor Wilson. But this is one. They were Mojaves. They come through Pass at Cahuenga. They stole 500 head of your cattle. We chased them.
They came through Cahuenga? But then they crossed several other ranchos to get to Buenos Aires.
See?
And they didn't steal any cattle anywhere else?
No, Don Benito. Only yours.
Well, that means they deliberately went out of their way to steal my cattle.
Maybe.
But why? Haven't I always been their friend? Haven't I gone out of my way to help them? Spent my good time and energy acting as Indian agent just to help them?
See, they call you stepfather of the Indians.
And then they do this to me.
Maybe
why?
Because you are their friend. They do not like to steal from strangers.
After all I've done, why, if I ever catch them...
Senor, you are angry with him? You said...
Never mind what I said. For once in my life, I'm angry at them. If I can lay my hands on them, I'll cut out their hearts.
Don't be.
I mean it. And I will catch them. Gather them in right away. After all I've done for them, they do this to me.
Don Benito chased the mischievous Mojaves across the mountains, but in vain. That is what made the incident even more of a joke to the townspeople of Los Angeles. Seeing good-hearted old Don Benito hot on the trail of some of his beloved Indians, really angry for once in his life. But that was the last Indian raid on the rancho. And now, under American influence, its phenomenal growth began. In 1884, John Wolfskill bought the Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires for something over $40,000. 3 years later, after the Santa Fe Railroad came through, he was approached by a man.
Mr. Wolfskill, I represent the Los Angeles and Santa Monica Land and Water Company. Ever heard of us?
No, I haven't.
Well, you will hear lots about it. We're organized to start a new town right around here.
We'd be interested in buying your land. That is, if you don't want too much for it.
Well, I'm not particularly interested in selling it. Probably ask a pretty good price.
How about, say, $100 an acre?
What? $100? Why, man, that'd come to almost $450,000.
Yep. If that ain't enough, well, I could see my associates.
Holy mackerel. $450,000.
Hey, Mr. Wolfskill, don't you feel well?
The elaborate plans of the Los Angeles and Santa Monica Land and Water Company to build the town of Sunset, near where Westwood Village is today, were unsuccessful. And Buenos Ayres remained a rancho until about 1919, when Arthur Letts, founder of the Broadway department store in Los Angeles, bought it and started subdivision of the first unit of the area, Holmby Hills. Later, the Jans Investment Company handled the development of the land into the present beautiful communities. Then, in 1929, a portion of this property was chosen as the site of the great new University of California at Los Angeles. With the huge institution of learning came business and homes. And in the 12 years since then, the area, with its communities of Westwood Village, Westwood Hills, Holmby Hills, and Bel Air, have completed as phenomenal a growth as any in fast-growing California. From a grain field in 1919 to an area with almost 24,000 inhabitants and many millions of dollars worth of building investments, such is the story of modern progress on Massimo Aldinice's Rancho San Jose de Buenos Aires. And such is the romance of the ranchos.
Frank Graham will be back in a moment to tell you about next week's story. He also has a very important announcement to make to you. Tomorrow, Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles begins another calendar year of service to the community. A service which, briefly stated, consists of providing to all of you who deal in real property a prompt, efficient, and sound title service at rates that are decidedly lower than those prevailing generally in other parts of the United States. With every confidence in the future of the community and the nation, Title Insurance and Trust Company and its entire personnel join in extending to all of you best wishes for a happy and prosperous new year in 1942. What's the story for next week, Frank?
Next week, we're going to tell the romantic love story of a young American, Joseph Chapman, and the beautiful young senorita who saved his life. I know you'll want to hear it. So be sure to make a note of a change in time for this program. Next week, the Romance of the Ranchos moves up an hour and a half in time to the more convenient hour of 6 o'clock. That's next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Romance of the Ranchos will come back to you with the story of Joseph Chapman. So until then, this is your wandering vaquero, Frank Graham, extending my best wishes for the coming years to each one of you. Feliz Año Nuevo. And buenas noches, señoras y señores.
The Romance of the Ranchos, a presentation of the Title Insurance and Trust Company of Los Angeles, featuring Frank Graham as the wandering vaquero, is dramatized by John Dunkel and produced by Ted Bliss, with special music arranged by Irwin Yo. Remember, next week, Romance of the Ranchos comes to you at a new time, 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 1 hour and a half earlier. Bob Lamont speaking and bidding you good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The greatest name in cereals presents
Wild Bill Hickok! Hi, you folks, hold on to your hats and pass those Kellogg's sugar pots. 'Cause here comes Guy Madison as Wild Bill Hickok and his pal Jingles, which is me, Andy Devine. We got another rootin' tootin' Wild Bill Hickok adventure story for you. From the cereal you can eat out of the bowl or out of the box, the cereal with the sweetening already on it, Kellogg's Sugar Pop!
Today, Kellogg's Sugar Pops, the cereal with the sweetening already on it, brings you Wild Bill Hickok, transcribed in Hollywood and starring Guy Madison as Wild Bill and Andy Devine as his pal Jingles. In just 30 seconds, you'll hear the exciting story, The Dead of Winter. Wranglers, you know, times are changing. Used to be when you wanted an after-school or before-bedtime snack, you raided the icebox. Now, when anybody's hankering for a tasty between-meal snack, they're likely to head right for that package of Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops on the kitchen shelf. Kellogg's Sugar Pops sure make a swell snack, right out of the box. Or enjoy them for breakfast with just a little milk or cream. You don't need sugar, because the sweetening's already on them. Have Mom get a package of Kellogg's Sugar Pops next time she shops. New Year's Eve at the little sagebrush town of Thompson Corners always called for a big celebration. From miles around, the ranchers and their calico-covered wives, the cowhands and their chosen girls fought their way over snow-covered roads to the big dance at Community Hall. In the winter of '75, United States Marshal Wild Bill Hickok and his fun-loving deputy Jingles got to town just in time to be invited. At the Trail Rest Hotel, they were getting all spruced up for the party.
You say this is going to be a right fancy wing-ding, Bill?
It should be, Jingles. Thompson Corner goes all out New Year's Eve.
Well, it'll sure be a treat to have some fun instead of all the trouble we've been having.
You're right there, partner.
Ow!
What's the matter?
Oh, Bill, help!
Hold it, Jingles.
Bill, now, hand me that towel quick. I got soap in my eye.
Here you are.
Thank you. Ooh, wee.
Seems to me you'd have learned how to wash your face by now.
Well, it'll be all right if I didn't have to use soap. Sure stings.
Well, you got to look right for the party.
Hey, now don't you worry about that. I'm going to be decked out like a dude going to courting. Look at the new pink silk shirt I got down at the general store.
Don't figure that's a little flashy, do you, partner?
Flashy? Well, now, I don't reckon so. It's a good deep shade of pink.
Looks more like red to me. Oh. Better keep out of the pastures around here. That shirt'll draw more bulls in a fall roundup.
Oh, now, who's afraid of bulls? Now, how do I look?
Like sunset on a summer evening. Come on, let's get down to the party.
Yeah. Look out, ladies. Here I come.
Well, Jingles, here we are. How do you like it?
Like it? Oh, man, look at all the pretty girls. Stand back, boys, and give me room.
Easy does it, partner. Uh-oh. Looks like you're about to be took.
Me, Wild Bill Hickok. And you must be Jingles.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Violet Cudley. We all heard you were coming to the party. And now that you're here, Jingles, I want the first dance with you.
Oh, well, now, miss, I ain't much of a dancer.
Good luck, Jingles.
Oh, Bill, don't leave me now.
Violet, where you been? I've been looking for you to claim this dance with you.
Well, it'll have to be the next one, Krusty. I'm dancing this one with Jingles.
Who?
Oh, that's right. You don't know these gentlemen. Krusty Colton, shake hands with U.S. Marshal Wild Bill Hickok.
Wild Bill Hickok?
Howdy, Colton.
And Jingles is deputy. That's me. Howdy.
Well, gents, this is a real pleasure.
Mr. Colton's one of the two biggest cattlemen in these parts.
Well, who's the other one?
Ted Brewer. Uh-oh, here he comes now.
That low-down varmint is always trying to steal Violet away from me.
Krusty, you old gopher, I thought I told you to keep away from Violet. She's my gal.
Well, I ought to have something to say about that.
I have. I got plenty to say about it, Brewer. Violet's going to marry me.
Jingles, it looks like we better mosey on.
Yeah, Bill, I ain't looking to break up no romance.
Oh, now, Ted, you quit your picking at Krusty. Stop a minute and meet Wild Bill Hickok and Jingles, his deputy.
Howdy, Brewer.
Yeah, howdy.
Howdy, gents. Come on, Violet, I met him.
Get away from her, Brewer.
Oh, come on, Colton. Get out of my way.
Why, you can't shove me around.
Easy, Jim.
I've told you before, Colton. Now, you darn little barn rat, I'm going to stretch your ears out and tie him in a knot.
Oh, stop him, Mr. Hickok. Ted'll kill Krusty.
All right, Brewer, back off. That's enough.
You keep out of this, Hickok. None of your business.
Then I reckon I'll have to make it my business.
Bill, outside.
A shot.
Yeah, I heard it, partner.
Guess some of the boys raising cane for New Year's Eve.
No, if that was cowboys around the town, there'd be more shots. One sounds like trouble. Let's go.
It's so dark out here.
Hey, wait a minute. Over there. See him?
A man. He's fallen in the snow.
Must be hurt, Bill. Lying awful still.
Got a gun in his hand.
Hey, Jingles, help me turn him over. Easy now.
Krusty, look. That's your foreman, Curly Drake.
Wranglers, if you've ever tried some Kellogg's sugar corn pops, you know how swell tasting they are. That you find out with your first spoonful or first handful. And it doesn't take long for you to find out how popular they are with the whole family. That you'll know when you see how fast that package of Kellogg's sugar corn pops disappears. Yes, sir, moms love pops, kids love pops, pops love pops. But you know moms like to know how good things are for you as well as how good they taste. So be sure to tell your mom this. Every average bowlful of Kellogg's sugar corn pops supplies the full minimum daily adult requirements of that important vitamin, that sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. So enjoy your Kellogg's sugar corn pops often, as a cereal or as a snack, and know that you're getting your vitamin D, too. Have Mom look for the packages with the pictures of Guy Madison and Andy Devine on the front.
Yippee! Sugar pots.
They're sugar-coated, taste so sweet. Just pour on some milk.
Boy, they're neat.
Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are pops. Now Sugar Pops, you know, are sweet.
But cowboys know there's an extra treat.
Right out of the box, take a handful out. Pop 'em into your mouth as you run about. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are pops.
Wild Bill Hickok and Jingles, attending the New Year's dance at Thompson Corners, were involved in a lover's quarrel between Miss Violet Cudley and her two suitors, Krusty Colton and Ted Brewer. Then a thundering shot from outside sent them running out to find Curly Drake, Krusty's foreman, face down in the snow with a bullet hole in his shoulder.
On that cot, Jingles. Easy with him now. He's beginning to come around. Tear open that shirt, Jingles.
Who could have shot him? Must be trouble with my herd.
Krusty, you say he's your foreman?
That's right. Foreman of my winter range up in Porcupine Valley, about 10 miles northeast of here.
Oh, Krusty. Krusty, you got trouble, boss.
What happened, Curly? Who shot you?
It started 2 days ago. 3 of my outriders disappeared. Red, Shorty, and Pete. Then Rusty was shot.
Dead?
Yeah. Then the next night, last night, they came after me. Got me in an ambush, run off my horse, and left me for dead, too.
Who were they, Curly? Did you see them?
No, boss. They struck at night. Couldn't see hide nor hair of them, just shadows. But they're out to get you, sure. And if them cattle get thirsty, you won't have a steer left by tomorrow night.
Well, what's getting thirsty got to do with it?
They'll start to drift.
You got a frozen lake near your winter range, Krusty?
Yeah, right at the bottom of the valley. Them critters head down there for a drink, they'll walk right out onto the ice.
Then when the herd's weight breaks the ice, they'll fall through and drown.
Nothing can stop them. When cattle start to drift, either running from a storm or hunting water or food, nothing short of killing will stop them.
Mister, you have got trouble.
Oh, Krusty, can't you do anything?
If I don't, I'll be wiped out. I gotta have help and plenty of it.
You've got it, Mr. Colton.
Oh, now let's think this over, Bill. It's awful cold out there.
You mean you'll help me, Hickok?
We sure will, Krusty. Night-crawling varmints that go shooting honest men are asking for trouble.
You said it, Bill. When we get through with them night-crawling varmints, they'll be making enough New Year's resolution to last them a lifetime. Yes, sir, read bouncer. All right, Bill. I guess we're all ready to go.
Wait a minute, Jingles. Hey, Brewer.
Yeah, Hickok? What you want with me?
I don't think we've got enough men here, Brewer. I want you to go round up some of your men from your ranch.
What? I can't spare any men to help that weasel Colton.
Why, you low-down roadrunner, I've got a mind
Hold
to...
it, Jingles.
Oh.
Brewer, when a man's herd's in danger, it's up to everybody to help him save it.
And if you don't help, Krusty, we might just figure you had something to do with all this trouble, see?
All right, Hickok. I guess you're right at that. I might be needing some help myself one of these days. But I ain't through with Colton. And Violet's going to marry me yet.
All right, men, let's ride. We've got a rough job ahead of us. Hi, Buckshot.
Yes, Joker, you heard what Bill said. longest 10 miles I ever rode.
Stay with it, partner. It's getting daylight over in the east.
Yeah, but it's getting colder, too.
That means more danger to Krusty's cattle.
How much farther, Krusty?
When we top that rise, we can see down into the valley.
Looks like everybody's ready to give us a welcome.
Yeah, the cattle ain't the only ones in danger.
Spread out, men. Go after them. Shoot.
Doggone those bushwhackers, they sure give us the slip clean as a scalded hog.
We still didn't get a look at them.
We better forget them for now. From what I see down in the valley, it looks like we've all got work cut out for us.
It's worse than I thought, Hickok. Look at them. Must be a third of them cows already lying down in the snow.
Only one thing to do. Curly?
Yeah, Mr. Hickok?
How you making it?
I'm doing okay.
Good. You take half the men and start them tailing up those cows. Get them all off their feet before they freeze.
Right.
What are we going to do, Bill?
Start running up the main herd and running them to shelter. This wind gets them, they'll start to drift.
Bill, look. It may be too late.
Where, Krusty? What do you see?
That's the main herd at the lower end of the valley. They already started to drift.
Yeah.
And they're headed for the lake. They'll never stop till the last one of them's drowned.
Don't give up yet, Krusty. Maybe we can turn them.
Turn them? Turn a drifting herd, Bill? You're crazy. No man alive's ever been able to do that, and many a dead one's tried it.
Well, we'll give it one more try, partner. There's got to be a first time. Hi, Bucks. Hi.
Jump, Joker. Bill's gone loco, but we got to stay with him. Ha, ha,
ha! All right, pull up here.
Whoa, Joker.
Oh, boy. Bill, you ain't going to try and turn them cows.
Bill, you can't do it. That lead steer's as big as an elephant and meaner than sin. Why, he'll kill anything that gets in his way.
We'll see about that, Jingles. You and the rest of the men be ready. If I can turn that big steer, we can drive the herd up in the shelter of those trees.
It's too big a chance, Bill. I can't let you do it.
Well, you can't stop me from trying, Krusty. Hey, wait a minute. I got an idea. Jingles, that's a mighty fine red shirt you've got under your coat.
Yes, sir. It's real pretty, ain't it?
And it's a real red, too.
Yeah. Now, what are you getting at, Bill Hickok?
Take it off, Jingles.
Take it off? Oh, now, Bill, it's brand new.
That big steer might just go for that red shirt. Hurry it up, Jingles. That's it.
No jumping icebergs, Bill. I'm freezing.
Here, give it to me. Thanks. Now, put your coat back on.
Bill, you're loco.
Maybe, Krusty. You just be ready. Come on, Buckshot.
Hi. Jump, Joker. Oh.
Stay out of the way, Jingles. Now you darn devil. One of us has got to change his mind. Bill, come back here. Hi, here. Get over there. That's for the hills, you stubborn critter. Come back, Bill. You'll never do it. That's it. Get back. How do you like this red shirt? Come on. Come and get me. Bill, he's turning. He's following you. All right, Jingles, get after him. Give him all you got. Everybody. Come on, man. Let's drive that herd to shelter.
Well, you did it, Bill. That critter sure did ruin my pretty pink shirt.
Hickok, I never saw the beat. I wouldn't have give a plug nickel for your life when you tackled that loco steer.
Oh, you got to be lucky once in a while, Krusty.
Uh-oh, here comes Curly. Wonder what's up.
How you coming, Curly?
Whoa, Ruckus, whoa. We got about half of Mr. Hickok, but I can use some more help.
Looks like you'll get plenty, Curly. Here comes Ted Brewer and a bunch of men.
Hold up, men.
You got here just in time, Brewer.
I thought I was a little late. Saw you turn that herd, Hickok. I gotta admit, that's the greatest thing I ever watched.
Well, it's a good thing you brought some men. Curly here needs more help tailing up. Got a lot of cows down and about to freeze.
All right, boys, go with Curly. I'll be along in a minute.
Well, Bill, now that the herd's under control, don't you reckon it's time to think about a little unfinished business?
Yeah, Jingles, I reckon it is.
What's he talking about, Hickok? Unfinished business.
A little matter of who shot Curly and killed Rusty.
And made 3 other outriders of yours disappear.
And who wants your herd to freeze and wipe you out.
Who it could be beats me.
You going looking for him, Hickok?
Yep, no time like the present.
Well, then Krusty and I'll go along with you.
Sometimes Jingles and I work better alone. Come on, Jingles. Looks like we've got a job picking up a cold trail.
Cold is right, but if we ever catch up with those murdering warthogs, they're going to figure it's hot enough to be the middle of July.
Then let's go. Hi, Buckshot.
Jump, Joker, this is only the beginning. Hi!
Ready, Charlie?
Ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Happy New Year, Wranglers! Yes, sir, Wranglers, we won't be seeing you now until 1953. Oh, by the way, Panhandle, what are you going to be doing tonight to welcome in the new year?
Well, Charlie, most of us cowpokes plan on sitting around the campfire and singing some songs. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of us have out our boxes of Kellogg's sugar corn pops and have a little snack.
Say, that sounds like a mighty good way to start the year, and that's something you Wranglers listening can join in on. You may not be able to sit around the campfire, but you might have a fireplace, and even if you don't, it's fun just sitting around with your friends munching on Kellogg's sugar corn pops. Those golden nuggets of carefully pre-sweetened corn sure make swell snacks. And they're swell for breakfast, too. So be sure to have Mom get a package for the festivities tonight. Have her look for the packages with the pictures of Guy Madison and Andy Devine on the front.
Yippee! Sugar pots.
They're sugar-coated, taste so sweet. Just pour on some milk.
Boy, they're neat.
Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are tops. Now Sugar Pops, you know are sweet.
But cowboys know there's an extra treat.
Right out of the box, take a handful out. Pop 'em into your mouth as you run about. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are tops.
With Krusty Colton's herd under control and Curly busy getting the rest of the cows on their feet, Wild Bill Hickok and Jingles leave Krusty and Ted Brewer to watch the herd and ride off in search of the mysterious cause of all the trouble.
Bill, you act like you knew right where you were going. You got any idea who's behind Krusty's misfortune?
No, Jingles, or at least I'm not sure, but we got to start someplace.
Oh, that's right, but where are we starting?
I figure it this way. If I was the one trying to ruin Krusty Colton's herd, I'd want to get up high over the valley.
So you could see what was going on all the time, huh?
So we started looking around, high ground, circling the valley.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, look. Isn't that a line cabin?
Looks like it.
Question is, whose is it?
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be anybody there.
Well, we hope.
No horses, no smoke out of that chimney.
Want to look it over? Good view of the valley from here.
Yeah. Leave the horses here in the trees.
Whoa, Joker. Horse tracks all around, Bill.
Yeah, woo, Buckshot. Stand, boy. All right, Jingles. Let's see what's inside.
Better have that pair of 6-irons ready just in case.
Yep, it's a line cabin, all right. Been occupied lately, too.
Yeah, it sure has. Hey, Bill, look at the gear.
And plenty of food. This might be the end of the trail.
Enough to feed a roundup. Coffee, beans, salt pork, canned tomatoes. Say, Bill, why don't we just stay a spell?
That's just what you're going to do, partner.
Me? What are you using me to bait a trap for now, Bill?
A pack of killers. Listen closely, and I'll tell you how we're going to catch them.
Swing your partner round and round, pockets full of rocks and holding them down, ducks in the river going to the ford, coffee and a little rye sugar in the gourd. Oh, here they come. Oh, a little more sauce and a little more gravy, once and a half, and swing your baby. Well, howdy, gents. Come right in. Coffee's hot and sourdough's are cooking and...
What are you doing here, mister?
Me? Well, I just stopped in to take advantage of your hospitality.
Yeah? Well, we don't figure you're very welcome, stranger.
Oh, now that's no way to act when I just made a pot of hot Java for you. Here, get a cup and I'll pour you some.
Quiet, boys. We'll do our own pouring, mister.
Hey, Foggy, I just remembered. You know what that Jasper is?
Who, me?
No, never seen him.
Oh, that's good. Coffee?
That's Jingles, Wild Bill Hickok's deputy marshal.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it is, huh? Well, now, that's right interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And what are you doing, spying on us, Mr. Jingles?
Spying? Oh, now, I wasn't spying. I was just making coffee.
Let him have it, Mac.
Right here.
All right, take him outside then, but make it fast.
Come on, Nosy. You and me's going sniping.
Oh, no, I don't want to go...
Get out there, or I'll let you have it right here.
Hey, what's going on here, Foggy? Who's... Jingle?
Oh, well, howdy, Mr. Brewer.
We didn't know he was here, boss.
You empty-headed, slack-jawed saddle bums.
Have some coffee, Mr. Brewer?
No, I won't have some coffee.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
Foggy, Mac, take that big fat elephant out and kill him. Hide the body, bury it in the snow. They can find him in the spring. Go on, shoot him now.
Okay, boss.
All right, hold it where you are.
Hickok.
Yeah, Brewer. I thought you'd show up sooner or later.
Oh, how'd you know it was him that was after Krusty, Bill?
Because he was a big cattle man, too, Jingles. Krusty's cattle weren't stolen, so it had to be somebody who just wanted Krusty ruined, but didn't need the cattle.
You'll never get me, Hickok. Jumping, Mac. Bill,
Well, that's just a sample, Brewer. Want to try some?
Get his gun, Jingles. Tried to beat Krusty the easy way, didn't you, Brewer?
Now, the rest of you gents, reach for some mistletoe up there. Something tells me you're all going to decorate a tree when the judge gets through with you. Well, now, this is right fine. But how come you're having another dance tonight?
Why, Jingles, you're just being modest. You broke up the dance on New Year's Eve, chasing out to help Krusty. So we're having this one to do honor to you and Wild Bill Hickok.
Hey, Bill, did you hear that?
Yeah, Jingles, it's right nice of the folks.
Nice nothing. We could never do enough to repay you two for helping me with the herd, let alone running that coyote Ted Brewer to the ground.
That's right, Bill. Come on, Jingles. You never did dance with me.
Oh, no, man. No. And if you'll excuse me, I won't. I figure Krusty's had enough trouble with his romance as it is, and, well, now that he's got you hog-tied and no competition, I don't figure to be a homewrecker. Let's go, Bill.
Okay, Jingles, but haven't you forgotten something?
Me forget? No, sir, Bill. I'm just like an elephant. I never forget a thing. You know, I was just getting ready to say, I was going to... Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. Happy New Year, everybody!
And now, here are the stars of Wild Bill Hickok, Guy Madison, and Andy Devine.
Well, it's the end of another year, but we'll be back with you again on Friday.
You bet we will, Guy. And from all of us to all of you, a happy, happy New Year! See you later.
Meanwhile, Andy and I hope you'll remember to ask Mom to get a big package of the cereal with the sweetening already on it, Kellogg's Sugar Pop.
In the bright yellow packages with the picture of Guy and me right on the front. Eat them out of a bowl for breakfast or right out of the box as a snack. Either way, you don't need sugar.
Andy and I think Sugar Pops are great, huh, Andy?
You bet we do.
So long, kids.
See you Friday.
Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals, has brought you another exciting story of Wild Bill Hickok, starring Guy Madison and Andy Devine in person. Today's cast included Mary Lansing, Clayton Post, Ken Christie, Frank Gerstle, and Jack Moyles. Our director is Paul Pierce, story by Larry Hayes, music by Dick Orant. This is a David Heyer production, transcribed in Hollywood. Now, this is Charlie Lyon speaking for Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals. Reminding you to listen again on Friday, same time, same station, when Kellogg's Rice Krispies presents Wild Bill Hickok in Jingles Settles Down.
For you. So be with us, will you?
Yes, sir. We got a humdinger, too. If it's Gunsmoke in action you're hankering for, we got it.
Meanwhile, we also hope you'll remember to get Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Right. It's Canada's favorite ready-to-eat cereal.
You bet it is. Andy and I think Kellogg's Corn Flakes are great. So long.
See you next time.
Yes, sir, Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals, has brought you another exciting story of Wild Bill Hickok, starring Guy Madison and Andy Devine in person. Our director is Paul Pierce, music by Dick Oran. This is a David Heyer production transcribed in Hollywood. Now, this is Charles Lyon, speaking for Kellogg's Corn Flakes, Canada's favorite ready-to-eat cereal. Kellogg's Sugar Pops, the cereal with the sweetening already on it. And Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the world's only talking cereal.
Get a fresh start with a fresh box from Kellogg's Variety Pack. 10 assorted packages, 10 boxes back to back, are all included in this Kellogg's All-Star Pack.
Yes, 10 individual boxes, 10 assorted cereals in every Kellogg's Variety Pack. Get one today.
Get a fresh start with a fresh box from Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals. Kellogg's Variety Pack.
And now, here are the stars of Wild Bill Hickok, Guy Madison, and Andy Devine.
Andy and I'll be back again next week with another story, so be sure to be with us, will you?
Yes, sirree. And by golly, if there's any trouble around, you can bet your boots we'll be in it.
Meanwhile, Andy and I also hope you'll remember to get Kellogg's Corn Pops.
Right. It's a great new cereal with the sweetening already on it.
You bet it is. Andy and I think Corn Pops are great. So long.
See you next week.
It's the Roy Rogers Show.
Happy trails to you. It's nice to meet again. Happy trails to you until the journey's end.
Oh, Sugar Crisp, the cereal treat that's fun to eat, brings you the Roy Rogers Show. Transcribed on the Double R Bar Ranch, with Pat Brady and the Queen of the West, Dale Evans.
Happy trails to you. Time to ride again.
And here he is, in person, the king of the cowboys, Roy Rogers.
Well, howdy, folks. Here's my good word for today. It's about a honey of a new cereal, Post Sugar Crisp. And it's my hunch you'll like it just as much as we do out here at the Double R Bar Ranch. You see, Post Sugar Crisp is just downright good eating. And it's good so many different ways. Try it real soon, won't you? And now, here's our story.
It's almost midnight in a small western prison. There are footsteps in a corridor. A flashlight pokes its beam into each of the iron-barred cells. The guard finishes his tour of inspection and reports that all prisoners are accounted for. And in the prison yard, a large tarpaulin-covered supply truck moves out as the heavy gates open.
Well, Louis, we spent a couple of months in that confounded prison, but we're out of it now.
Where are we going, Mr. Corkey?
We'll take over this truck pretty soon and head for Paradise Valley.
Oh, but someone might recognize us.
I ain't been seen without a full beard for better than 40 years now. And as soon as I can steal a pair of scissors and a razor, my cheeks will be as smooth as the top of your head.
Gosh, what do you look like, Mr. Corkey?
Probably look like an old turnip. An old turnip with a southern accent.
Well, why are we going back to Paradise Valley? Why don't we try someplace new?
For one thing, we got a foolproof hideout in Boulder Canyon. For two things, I always wanted to play my fiddle at a New Year's Eve square dance. And for three things, I got to get even with that Roy Rogers fella. If it hadn't been for him, you and me had never had to register at that confounded Iron Hotel.
Sure was. The fella has to be in pretty good shape to get through that dance without being plumb winded.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, Roy. I'm not scarcely winded at all. Just having a little trouble getting my breath.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, that old fiddle player you dug up is a whiz bang.
He certainly is. Boy, he makes that violin talk.
Yeah. He looks like an old turnip, but he's a mighty fine fiddler.
Hey, what's his name, Pat?
It's Floater Lee. He says his ancestors migrated here from Virginia right after the Civil War.
I never heard of a Lee family in the valley.
Well, he says he lives way down at the southern end.
Are you about ready to call a square dance, Roy?
Sure, I'd like to. Time for only about one more before midnight.
Well, come on up then. I'll introduce you to Floater. You know, he was telling me he was mighty anxious to have you call a number so as to get all the folks a dance.
All right, come on, let's go.
Say, aren't you going to ask to be my partner this time, Pat?
Why, sure, Dale. I've been waiting to get rid of Roy so as I could have a chance.
Well, howdy there, Mr. Brady. You all having a good time?
Yeah, we all sure are. Floater, I want you to meet my friend, Roy Rogers. He'd like to call the next dance.
Why, Mr. Rogers, sir, this is indeed a pleasure.
Well, thank you. We're sure getting a big kick out of your playing.
Mr. Lee, this is Miss Evans.
Always a pleasure to meet a beautiful lady. They don't raise them any prettier than you in Virginia.
Oh, my goodness, thank you.
Hey, how about Tennessee Wagner, Floater? Do you know that one?
That is, in my opinion, the finest square dance tune ever written. I'll give you my special introduction to it, and away we go.
Come on, Pat. Let's get in right at the very start.
I'm with you, Dale. See you later, Roy.
All right, everybody, grab your partners for an old-time square dance and get out on the floor. We need about two more couple over there on that side. Everybody ready? Let her go, Floater. All join hands and circle to the south a little in the sunshine in your mouth. Use your horse to grab rail back with the lady in the lead. Swing your paw a little bit hard and Al, the man you left in your own backyard. Al, the man you left in the right, your part go right and left and hurry up, boys, and don't be slow and sit your wheel and mix your dough and save heel and tap your toe. You meet your partner and promenade home. First couple out to the right with a lady around the lady and the gents go low with a lady around the jets don't go well. Swing them in the center with a two-bar whirl and lead them up to you and you buckle up full. Change the right hand lady to the left hand round. The partner by the right as she comes round with a hip feel long and a popper stump with the whole floor and everybody jump. Circle balance, lead to the next and chase the rabbit, chase that squirrel. Chase that pretty girl around the world. Now that crossing, now the tune, and now that big boy around that room. We'll swing him in the center with a two-bar whirl and lead him up to and you buckle up full. Change your right hand lady with the left hand round. The partner with the right as she comes round. Way it's down yonder, not very far off the cage, bird died with a hoop and call. Circle balance, lead to the next with the bird in the cage in the three-wheel pen. Bird hop out and the girl hop in, you circle forward and go on again and change your right hand lady with the left hand around. The partner with the right as she comes round. Circle balance, lead to the next and chase the rabbit, chase that world. Chase that pretty girl around the world. Now the possum, now the coon, and now that big boy around that room. I'll swing him in the center with a two-bar whirl and lead him up to two and a buckle up full. Change your right hand lady to the left hand round. The partner with the right as she comes round. Circle balance to your homes and everybody swing. Swing your part a little bit hard in the element left in your backyard. Element you left and right, your part right and left and hurry up, boy. Don't be slow there, chicken in a bread pan, picking up dough. You meet your partner and walk slow. You know where, and I don't care. Go park that pretty girl in the chair. That's all she wants.
Mr. Rogers, it's a half minute till midnight before the folks leave the floor. Why don't we have them all gather around and sing Old Lang Syne?
It's a great idea, Floater. The crowd is sure all out here now. Say, folks, it's just a couple of seconds until New Year. Let's all gather around and sing it in, huh?
Good idea.
Well, start us off, fellas.
Key left, boys. Here we go.
Dance deal. It was certainly a wonderful party.
It certainly was, Roy. The best one ever. I'll run and get my coat while you get your hat and guns out of the men's cloakroom.
Pat's getting mine for me. I'll be saying goodnight to some of the people and meet you right here.
Gee, it's too bad old Mr. Lee had to leave before the last dance.
Yeah, the band didn't sound half as good without him. But he said he had a long trip, and he only stays up past midnight once a year.
He was all kinds of fun. See you in a minute, Roy.
All right.
Hey, Roy?
Yeah?
Some muzzler's playing a joke on us. There ain't a gun holster or a gun left in the cloakroom.
What's that? Well, the deputy was in there all night, wasn't he?
Well, he came out to watch you call a square dance and stayed to sing Old Lang Syne with all of us.
Well, sir, we started out to have a Happy New Year, and we're going to, as soon as we locate about 40 pairs of 45.
Meet Roy's little friends, Handy Dandy Candy, the 3 honey bears you see on the front of every Sugar Crisp package. Hi, what's new?
What's new? Post Sugar Crisp.
Right. Sugar Crisp is the cereal treat that's fun to eat. And our 3 Sugar Crisp bears can tell you why.
Sure. As a cereal, it's dandy.
For snacks, it's so handy.
Or eat it like candy, right out of the box.
Yes, Sugar Crisp is so good because it's nourishing puffed wheat with a candy-like coating of sugar and honey. And Sugar Crisp is just sweet enough. You don't need sugar. Just add milk or cream and have a feast for breakfast. And Sugar Crisp is ideal for snacks. Quick and easy to fix whenever you're hungry. Or eat it right out of the package like candy. It's good. And it gives you quick food energy. So listen to the 3 little Sugar Crisp bears who say,
As a cereal, it's dandy. For snacks, it's so handy. Or eat it like candy. Post Sugar Crisp.
Look for genuine Post Sugar Crisp in the red, white, and blue package with the 3 bears on front. Buy Sugar Crisp tomorrow.
The Paradise Valley New Year's Eve square dance ends on a sour note when a sneak thief steals all the guns from the cloakroom. It is early the next morning in the Eureka Cafe, and evidently the guns were not all that was stolen.
Of all the rotten, no-account things to do, that feller was the worst thief in the world.
Now, Pat, you'll get Nellie Bell back.
Well, I just hope so. I couldn't get along without her. She's the sweetest little jeep that ever was made.
Why don't you get to work and take your mind off Nellie Bell? Roy'll figure out who stole her.
You know, I don't think we even ought to open up today.
Well, hey, the sheriff just gave me some mighty interesting information.
Has he found Nellie Bell, Roy?
Did he locate the stolen guns?
No, but he gave me a lead, so maybe we can.
Where are we going, Roy?
We're going to look for a fiddler, your friend, Floater Lee.
Floater Lee? That nice old fella? Oh, he wouldn't have stolen the guns or Nellie Bell.
Why, no, he couldn't have stolen the guns, Roy. He was playing right up there in front of everyone, every minute, while the deputy was out of the cloakroom.
I know, but he could have had an accomplice. It turns out that Floater Lee's a mighty smart man.
Well, I suppose we could look him up. Said he lives way over at the south end of the valley.
We're saddling up and heading to the north end, Pat. We're going to Boulder Canyon.
Boulder Canyon? Or the last time we
The
were there.
last time we were there is when you bought a map to a lost gold mine.
Yeah, and it led us into plenty of trouble with that darn old Corkey Lewis fella and that great big strong-arm man of his. But I don't see what that's got to do with Floater Lee.
Well, the sheriff told me that Corkey Lewis and his friend Louie made a jailbreak about 5 days ago. Now, Corkey had a beard when we saw him before, but when you think of it, he and Floater were about the same size.
Hey, that's right. And Corkey was a fiddler. In fact, he bragged about how good he was.
Yeah.
Corkey. Floater.
I think that special introduction to the square dance last night was a signal that the coast was clear. And I've got a hunch that when we finish singing Old Lang Syne, the old fiddler and his partner took Nellie Bell and skipped with about $4,000 worth of guns.
You mean we were singing, should old acquaintance be forgot? And all the time our old acquaintance was old Corkey Lewis?
That's just what I think. And our old acquaintance may be gone, but he's certainly not forgot. Now let's saddle up as fast as we can and head for Boulder Canyon.
Roy, I think we should have brought the sheriff and a posse.
Maybe we should at that. Finding anyone in Boulder Canyon is like looking for a pearl button in a snowstorm.
I didn't want the posse. Catching Corkey is my own personal project. And somehow I think Corkey's personal project is catching me.
You figure Corkey's going to show us where he is?
Well, he didn't make any attempt to cover Nellie Bell's tracks driving here to the canyon.
But they disappeared when we hit rock. You know, he'd better not have done anything to Nellie Bell. That's all I've got to say.
What's that?
It's Corkey and his fiddle. He's up there in those rocks somewhere. Hey, look out! Stop the horses, quick!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wow!
It's Corkey, all right, and he's got that strong-armed partner of his with him.
Well, he certainly must be strong to be able to shove these big rocks around like that. Hey, we'd better find shelter right
Move
now.
your horses now. We passed an overhang about 25 yards back. It'll be a fine place to leave Dale and the horses and Bullet.
Leave me? What are you talking about?
Well, climbing around these rocks is no job for you, Dale.
Hey, we'd better take Bullet with us, hadn't we, Roy? He's mighty good at tracking.
Yes. Well, here we are. We'll figure. See how that big ledge juts out? Stay under the overhang, Dale, and you'll be perfectly safe from falling rocks.
Fine. And I can see anyone who comes from either direction.
Uh-oh. Corkey's calling us again, Pat.
Yeah, I just wish I'd hear Nellie Bell calling me.
Say, Dale, take one of my guns as an extra. And if you need us, fire 2 shots.
Don't worry about me, Roy. I'll be fine.
Just remember, we're up against a mighty smart customer, and he's got a mighty tough partner. Come on, Pat, Bullet. Let's find that fiddling will-o'-the-wisp.
Help! Help me, ma'am! I'm right over here.
Don't move. I've got you covered.
I couldn't move if I wanted to. Help! Help!
I see you. I thought I recognized that voice.
Why, lady, this is the most welcome surprise I've had since I left the plantation. Well, I remember you from the dance last night. I'm Floater Lee. Sorry I can't say at your service, ma'am.
Come off that Floater Lee stuff. You're Corkey Lewis, and we both know it.
Lady, you're so right. Looks like I'm caught up with it last.
What's the matter?
I thought Louis was my best friend. He threw this big boulder at me and pinned me down here and made off with all the guns we stole last night. Oh, please help me, little lady. I'm in terrible pain. Oh, please.
Well?
I'll confess again to Rogers, to the sheriff, to anyone, anytime you say, but please help me out of here. I'm sure my leg's broke.
I don't trust you.
Then I don't blame you. No, I've been a terrible man all my life. But you can see for yourself how I'm pinned down here.
Well, I can't move that rock. I'd better signal Roy and Pat. They can free you.
Sure, anything you say, little lady. Only won't you please see if you can't do something for the pain first? It's so bad.
I shouldn't feel sorry for you, but, well, I'll see what I can do.
If you could just maybe get my little shoe off. My foot's sticking out there and the ankle's swelling up something fierce.
Well, I'll try. Now. If you only didn't have these laces knotted so tightly. I'd have to use both my hands.
Oh, please treat me gentle, little lady. Oh, I wish I'd faint so I could stand the pain better.
Oh, wait, Mr. Corkey. I got it. Goodbye, Louis. You can't grab your guns, ladies. When Big Louis got you, you stay put. Go ahead, kick me. I can't hardly feel it.
Get the ropes around her, Louis, and move this confounded boulder away from my leg.
Sure, Mr. Corkey. That stone don't hurt, does it?
No, but I sure can't move.
Listen, you may have tricked me again, Corkey, but you didn't get away with it before, and you won't this time. Because as soon as Roy finds out...
As soon as Rogers finds us, I'll take care of him, too. I've always wanted to leave him sealed up in one of my caves, and this time I'm going to do it.
Hey, that fiddling. It's coming from the other side of this tunnel.
Right. And it'd be an awful lot quicker to go through the tunnel than to climb up over this rock formation.
Roy, look. Up there in the open at the other end. There's Nellie Bell.
Sure enough.
They must have driven her through the tunnel and parked her on the other side. Let's go get her.
Now, wait a minute, Pat. Nellie Bell's parked close to what looks like a pretty steep cliff. If we get through the tunnel and then find we can't get out,
Whoa, why couldn't we get out? There's daylight. There's bound to be a clearing there.
Well, I guess you're right. I hate to just walk into a place where Corkey Lewis has led us, but as long as it's open on the other side, well, let's go through the tunnel. But let's go with our guns drawn. Come along, Bullet, but be quiet.
What was that, Roy?
Corkey and his friends are up to their old tricks. They sealed off the opening we used to get into this tunnel. Hurry before they do the same thing to the other end.
Yeah, right, Roy. Only a couple more feet now.
There we are. We're in the open.
Oh, Nellie Bell, am I ever glad to see you. Are you all right, girl?
Wait a minute, Pat. We're not in the open. We're in an opening. But there are sheer 25-foot walls on three sides of it.
Well, Rogers and Brady, I knew I could get you to come through that tunnel.
All right, Corkey. Let's see if you dare show yourself up there.
Oh, yes, I dare show myself. I ain't afraid of your guns.
Yeah, we got a direct beat on you, Corkey. And with a sneak thief like you, maybe we wouldn't mind shooting.
No, I wouldn't care if he did. I've had my fun out of life. But if my friend Louis here shots, I'm afraid he'll get awful mad at the little lady.
What's that?
Roy, you suppose they got Dale?
Of course we got Dale. You do just exactly as I say, or it'll go mighty hard with her.
What if I don't believe you, Corkey?
Bring the little lady, Louis. Hold her up over the edge. If Rogers and the other guy try anything funny, just toss her down so hard she'll bounce.
Back to Roy in just a minute. But right now, let's hear from Handy, Dandy, and Candy, the three Sugar Crisp Bears.
We're the Sugar Crisp Bears, and we want you to meet the grandest treat you ever did eat.
Post Sugar Crisp.
As a cereal, it's dandy. For snacks, it's so handy. Or eat it like candy. Post Sugar Crisp.
Yes, those three Sugar Crisp Bears are so right. Post Sugar Crisp is a honey of a new cereal. It's already sweetened, so you don't need sugar. Just add milk or cream. And Mother, Sugar Crisp is ideal for snacks when the youngsters are hungry between meals. Made of nourishing puffed wheat, coated with energy-rich honey and sugar. Or they can eat it just like candy right out of the box. Be sure to ask for genuine Post Sugar Crisp in the red, white, and blue package with the three bears on it.
Well, I got you in the well.
What'll we do, Roy? If we try to shoot, that big fellow will throw Dale right down here with us.
I know that, Pat. We can't take a chance on using our guns.
You got up mighty early this morning, but you can't get up early enough to outsmart Corkey Lewis. Not twice, that is.
I throw it down whenever you say, Mr. Corkey.
All right, Corkey. What do you want us to do?
First of all, toss your guns down somewhere where I can keep an eye on them. I don't trust you.
Yeah, we don't trust you either. But
never mind for now, Pat. Do as he says.
All right.
No, I really don't want to harm the girl. Louis, you can take one last look at these two fellas if you like. And I want you to start filling up this hole with boulders.
What? Roy, he's going to start throwing boulders down here at us. And if we go back in the tunnel to keep from getting hit, it won't be no time at all until he's got this entrance plugged up, too.
Well, there may be one way out, Pat.
What is it?
Keep an eye on me. I'm going to make a fast move, and when I do, grab a gun and cover Corkey.
Hey, Rogers, what you doing with that rope?
Oh, now, take it easy, Corkey. I'm not going to risk having my dog hit by one of these boulders. I want him in the tunnel.
All right, tie the confounded dog and take him in the tunnel. Happy smothering to all three of you.
You don't have to lasso Bullet, Roy. He'll come when you call him.
I'm not going to throw the rope on Bullet. I'm going to throw it up around Louis.
Hey, Roy, you did it. You got the big lug right in the noose.
Grab a gun, Pat. Fast. I'm going up.
Rogers, let go of that rope. Let Louis loose her up.
Ah, you'll do nothing, Corkey. I can shoot darn near as good as Roy.
Mr. Corkey, he's pulling himself right up the rush with his rope.
Throw the girl down, Louis.
I can't. I'm roped to her.
I'm coming up, Dale. Be there in a second.
Keep those hands up, Corkey.
Louis, jump down there yourself.
Oh, no, Mr. Corkey. Not even for you. I'd get hurt.
There, now, Dale. We'll get that gag out of your mouth and get you out of this.
I'll work my arms loose, Rogers.
It's a good thing you're as big as you are, Louis. I couldn't have pulled myself up. You're a smaller man. There, Dale. Wiggle out and help Pat cover Corkey.
You bet I will, Roy. He's the meanest little weasel.
This time I punch you inside out.
All right, try it. I'm still going to go for that stuff.
Roy, be careful. If you go over the edge.
Drive him back, Roy. You're too close.
I'll drive him back.
If I get hold of you, Rogers, I throw you down there like
You'll never get a hold of me. You're too slow.
Get in there and fight, Louis. He can't hurt us.
His guard's down, Roy. If you can only reach his jaw.
I can make it again, Dale, I think. There. Corkey, the time you and Louis spent in jail must have softened him up. I think he was tougher the last time.
No. Look, Rogers, you and me ought to talk a little business. I'd still like a man like you on my staff.
It's the same answer, Corkey. And if you don't quit saying that, I'm liable to forget myself and throw one more punch.
No, all right. I didn't see any harm in asking.
Roy, how are me and Nellie Bell and Bullet going to get out of here?
Louis will wake up pretty soon, Pat, and we'll let him work some more.
Yeah, we'll make him move the boulders away from the entrance to the tunnel. Then you can drive out.
Well, the only thing is, I just looked in the gas tank, and it's empty.
Never mind that, Pat. First, we'll make Corkey show us where he hid the guns he stole last night. Then we'll hitch Louis to Nellie Bell, cover him with all the artillery, and he can pull you back to Mineral City. It'll be a nice change from the rock pile he and Corkey are going to be working on. Happy New Year, Corkey.
Happy New Year.
That's all for now, folks. This is Roy Rogers saying to all of you from all of us, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. See you next week.
The Roy Rogers Show was brought to you tonight by Post Sugar Crisp, the cereal treat that's fun to eat. Fellas and girls, remember Roy's good advice and ask Mom to bring home Post Sugar Crisp in the red, white, and blue package with the 3 bears on the front. You'll love Post Sugar Crisp. Come and get it! Come and get it! For quick 2-minute energy for work and play, how about Grape Nuts Flakes?
How about 'em, how about 'em, how about those Grape Nuts Flakes? How about those Grape Nuts Flakes? How about 'em, how about 'em, how about those Grape Nuts Flakes? They are so good for you too. The 2-minute energy works for you, so how about 'em, how about 'em, how about Grape Nuts Flakes?
Grape Nuts Flakes is one of the triple-wrapped Post cereals. Guaranteed fresh or tripled your money back. Look for Grape Nuts Flakes, the great 2-minute energy cereal, in the package with Roy Rogers and Trigger on the front. Featured in tonight's cast were Frank Hemingway, Jack Moyles, and Ben Weldon. This is Art Ballinger speaking for Post Sugar Crisp. Stay tuned for the latest news brought to you by Log Cabin Syrup.
Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals, presents
Wild Bill Hickok! Hi, you folks, hold on to your hats and pass those Kellogg's Sugar Pops. Because here comes Guy Madison as Wild Bill Hickok and his pal Jingles, which is me, Andy Devine. We got another rootin' tootin' Wild Bill Hickok adventure story for you From the cereal you can eat out of the bowl or out of the box, the cereal with the sweetening already on it, Kellogg's Sugar Pop.
Today, Kellogg's Sugar Pops, the cereal with the sweetening already on it, brings you Wild Bill Hickok, transcribed in Hollywood and starring Guy Madison as Wild Bill and Andy Devine as his pal Jingles. In just 30 seconds, you'll hear the exciting story, The Walking Double X. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops are tops. Tops as a cereal with a little milk or cream, tops as a snack right out of the box. Either way, you don't add sugar because the sweetening's already on them. They're shot with sugar. Yes, either way, you'll get plenty of pleasure eating these golden nuggets of pre-sweetened corn. Enjoy Sugar Pops often. Have Mom look for the package of Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops with the pictures of Guy Madison and Andy Devine right on the front. United States Marshal Wild Bill Hickok and his big deputy Jingles were called on to break up many a gang of hard-case outlaws. It wasn't the call for help, however, that led them into one of their most dangerous adventures. Instead, they were taken for outlaws themselves and rode straight into a brace of blazing six guns and a long fight over the mysterious brand of the Walking Double X.
Bill, this sure is great cattle country.
That's right, Jingles. Some mighty big spreads around here.
Maybe that's what I ought to do. Get me a bunch of cows and start building up a herd.
Now, where'd you get so much ambition all of a sudden, Father?
Oh, it ain't ambition.
That's gunfire, Jingles.
I got ears now. Doggone it. This was a nice, peaceful morning. Why does some Jasper want to bust it up that way?
Come on, let's go see. Hi, about shot. Run, boy.
Stretch out, Joker. Where'd those shots come from, Bill?
Over this second rise, I think.
Bill, look yonder. A rider fogging towards the same place.
It's a girl, Jingles.
Yeah. Hey, there's another rider starting down off to the rise to your right.
Yeah, I guess he heard the shots, too.
Maybe one of them saw something. Hey, look down there, Bill. Somebody got shot, all right, but that girl got down and bending over somebody on the ground.
That's about shot. Come on, Jingles. That girl needs help.
Sam, there they are. Shoot them.
I sure will. Oh, but you're quick, Jingles.
Bill, them shots are coming at us. That Jasper's local.
They don't know who we are. Come on, get off your horse.
Yeah, get behind something, Joker. Here, Bill, this rock's big enough for us both.
Bird's a good shot, Jingles. That last one kicked dust in my face.
Yeah, and I'm about to kick a little dust off his nose.
Hold it, Jingles, hold it.
What's the matter with you, Bill? You ain't just going to sit here and let him shoot at us without shooting back, are you?
We might hit that young lady, partner. All right, let's figure some other way.
Now, the shooting's coming closer.
Good. Looks like they figured it out for us.
Yeah, and I don't like it.
They're coming to look for us, Jingles. You shoot over their heads to show where we are.
Yeah, this don't make sense, but I know better than to ask why.
Behind that big rock, Ralph. Go down, killers. Come on.
Be careful, Miss Connie. They can shoot, too, you know.
I don't care. I'll get them for killing Dad.
They think we're killers, Bill.
Yeah, you stay here. I'll get up on this rock and bulldog him when he comes close enough.
Bill can take the darndest chances, and if he misses, we'll both get a belly full of lead.
Be ready, Dad. They were right back. There's one of them.
Yeah, and here's where...
Bill!
No, you don't, mister.
Get Connie, grab my gun and shoot.
Yeah.
Get the girl, Jingles.
Yeah. Now, miss, we ain't no killers. I'll take that gun.
You give me that gun.
So you can shoot me with it? No, ma'am. Now, suppose you sit down here with me and watch this fight. Ought to be pretty good.
Let me go.
No, ma'am. I'd rather hold your hand being romantic like I am. And... How you coming, Bill?
Let you know in a minute, Jingles.
Rab, get up.
I don't reckon he wants to very much, miss.
Keep him covered, Jingles. All right, mister, get on your feet and let's talk this over.
I ain't got no talking to do to killers like you. Places with a six-gun.
You'd do better to be sure before you accuse somebody of a killing rag. You too, miss. You just made a mistake.
You sure did. This here's Wild Bill Hickok. Just messed up Rab here, and I'm his deputy Jingles.
Hickok?
Wild Bill Hickok? Oh, Marshal, I'm sorry, but
with Dad laying down there shot. The minute I saw you, I was sure you did it.
Your pa? Well, now, that's a crying shame, miss.
So we made a mistake, Marshal. Anyone would have done the same, seeing you storming up like you was.
That's possible.
But you got no call to keep my gun now, I reckon.
Give him his gun, Jingles.
All right, but he'd better keep it holstered if he wants to keep out of trouble.
When I'm looking for your advice, I'll ask for it, lardhead.
Rab, that's no way to talk to these men. They were coming to help us.
We don't need their help. We can take care of our own troubles. Come on, Miss Connie. I'll take you home.
Hold it, Rab. There's been a killing. Finding the killer's a job for the law.
Yeah, and the way you're acting, you could have done it yourself. Now, put away that...
I've heard enough out of you, tin horns.
No, Rab!
Yippee! Sugar pots.
Their sugar-coated taste so sweet. Just pour on some milk.
Boy, they're neat.
Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are tops. Now Sugar Pops, you know, are sweet.
But cowboys know there's an extra treat.
Right out of the box, take a handful out. Pop 'em into your mouth as you run about. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are tops.
Yes, sir, Wranglers. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops are tops. Why, just talking about them's enough to make your mouth water. Big, pre-sweetened, golden pops of corn. That's Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. And that's mighty fine munching any time. Right out of the box or out of a bowl with a little milk or cream. Good? Well, you just try Sugar Pops and see if you don't agree. They're the rip-snorting cereal in a rootin'-tootin' snack. And remember, Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops never need sugar because the sweetening's already on them. They're shot with sugar. And remind Mom that every average bowl full of Sugar Pops supplies the average daily adult requirement of vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Ask Mom to look for the packages with Guy Madison and Andy Devine riding their horses across the front of the package. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops.
Wild Bill and Jingles were about to ask Rab and Connie some questions when Rab suddenly threw down on Jingles with a blazing six-gun.
What's that into you, mister? You gone loco?
You all right, Jingles?
I ain't so sure this sidewinder just about parted my hair for me.
All right, Rab, pick up that gun of yours.
Settle down and talk sense, Rab.
I ain't got nothing to say because I don't know nothing. You can palaver with these tin stars if you want to. Me, I've got work to do.
Now, just...
Never mind, Jingles.
No.
We'll see Miss Connie home.
Thank you, Mr. Hickok. I can tell you all I know when we get there. I don't feel much like talking right now.
You feeling better now, Miss Connie?
Yes, Jingles, thank you.
That's good. Because Bill's got a couple of questions he wants to ask you. Well, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead, Bill. Oh, by the way, I sent for Grant Marcus to come over from the next ranch, the Diamond J. I think he can help you, too.
We're likely to need all the information we can get, Miss Connie. Well, first, I'd like to know who Rab is.
The man who shot at you this morning? He's Dad's foreman.
I see. Why do you think your dad was killed?
Well, I think he found out something about the secret of the Walkin' Double X brand, Bill.
The Walkin' Double X brand? What's that?
Your brand is a Bar 4, isn't it?
Yes. But this mysterious new brand has been popping up all over the range. It started 2 years ago with Mavericks. But this year, a lot of spring calves are showing up with a fresh Walkin' Double X brand.
Who owns the brand?
Yeah, it's got to be registered with the Cattlemen's Association, don't it?
Oh, I'm sure that's Grant. Come on in.
Hi.
Mr. Hickok, Jingles, I'd like you to shake hands with Grant Marcus, foreman of the Diamond J.
Well, howdy, Grant.
Afternoon, Marcus.
Howdy.
Jingles?
Glad you could come over, Grant. You might tell us what you know about the Walking Double X brand.
You figure that had something to do with the death of Connie's pa, Mr. Hickok?
Wild Bill don't tell much about what he figures till he's got it all figured, Grant.
I see. Well, I don't mind telling what I think. I think Mr. Boyce had a line on that Maverick brand and got killed because of it.
You got any positive ideas about who killed him?
I can't prove it, but you might ask the old man's foreman, Rab Ransom. I heard that, Grant Marcus. And this time I'm going to shut your trap once and for all. Go ahead, Rab. I'd be glad to oblige. Stand back, Marshal. This has been brewing for a long time.
Yeah, and this is going to be the finish of it.
No, Grant, you'll get hurt.
Yeah, pretty boy. I'm going to mess up your face for you.
Try it and welcome. Make it right. Give a concert.
Wee, Bill. This boy Grant packs a wallop like a Missouri mule.
Grant, are you all right?
Yeah, sure, honey. But your foreman's not breathing very good.
He sure ain't. You know, he's got a bad habit of sticking his face in other people's fists.
Yeah, you pay for this, Grant. And you pay plenty. You boys got an old feud going, Grant.
I think I'm the cause of it, Mr. Hickok.
Now, I wouldn't be a bit surprised at that. Pretty girl can start men feuding right easy.
Well, that isn't what I meant, Jingles.
No?
I've been trying to get Grant to come and work as foreman for Dad. Dad always wanted him to.
And Grant had other ideas.
Yes, he's stubborn.
That's got nothing to do with the Walking Double X brand, Marshal. You stick to the subject.
Touchy, ain't he?
If you want to see some of those brands, Mr. Hickok, I'd be proud to ride out over Connie's range and show you a few.
Good idea, Grant. Jingles, suppose you stay here and keep an eye on Miss Connie while we're gone.
That's all right with me, Bill. But watch yourself. You know how many times you get in a mess of trouble when you go meandering off without me to watch out for you.
There's another one, Wild Bill. A yearling. Reckon that's one of the Mavericks they got last spring.
Yeah, we found quite a few so far, Grant.
Too many, if you ask me. There's a spring calf. Let's take a look at its brand. Get around there, boy.
Get along, Buckshot.
Want me to throw a rope on him, Marshal?
No, I'll get in, Grant. Get in there, Buckshot. Now, look ready. Now. Cut. All right, fella, we're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, same infernal brand made by the same iron.
The brand's got to be registered to do anybody any good unless they drive them out of here.
Rustling, you mean?
Yeah.
No rustling. The brand's just popping up in the range like bitterweed. As far as being registered, it is.
In whose name?
Man by the name of Green Summers.
What?
Green Summers, but nobody's ever seen him.
That name sounds phony to me.
Yeah, it does, come to think of it.
Well, whoever it is has got a mighty busy branding iron, and he's well known around here. Sorry, little fella. Didn't mean to keep you so long. We'll go now.
You didn't take much of the idea of a visit with us.
What do you say we get back to the ranch, Grant? I don't like the way things are shaping up. All right, Buckshot. Let's go.
Hey, you act like you got a sudden idea, Marshal.
I have. But I don't know why I didn't have it sooner than this. It's getting dark fast.
Bad as that?
Worse. We have to go back through that narrow pass to get to the ranch house?
That's the only way from here.
Then I hope you're as good with a 6-gun as you are with your fist. This might come a sudden storm of lead slugs before we get there. Hi, Buckshot, hi!
Are you sure they went out through this pass, Rab?
I told you I trailed him until he was past here, didn't I? Then I sent for you.
They ain't come back yet.
No, they've got to come back through here. We got a cinch this time.
Ain't such a cinch in the dark. That Hickok slippery as a greased pig scared by lightning.
On that narrow trail, we'll cut them both to ribbons. Now, quit fretting, will you?
I got a right to fret. Things was going good till this morning.
Things are going better now. We got rid of old man Boyce, and now we're getting rid of Hickok. From I'm here...
Yeah, hold it. I hear something.
Yeah. Hickok and that honey boy Grant heading right into their last roundup.
All right, get set.
Yeah, and don't miss. Ready?
Blast them out of that saddle! You know, if I could step into your living room now and ask you whether you like Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops better as a breakfast cereal or as a snack, I'll bet it'd come out pretty even. Most folks like 'em fine both ways. Some like 'em a mite better as snacks, others like 'em more as a cereal, but all in all, just about everybody likes 'em both ways. Yes, sir, Mom loves Pops, kids love Pops, Pops love Pops. As a cereal or as a snack, those golden nuggets of pre-sweetened pops of corn sure are popular with everybody. And remember, no matter how you enjoy Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops, you never have to add any sugar because the sweetening's already on 'em. They're shot with sugar. Have Mom get some. Get the package with Guy Madison and Andy Devine thundering down the trail on their horses. That's Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops.
Yippee! Sugar pots.
They're sugar-coated, taste so sweet. Just pour on some milk.
Boy, they're neat.
Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are tops. Now Sugar Pops, you know, are sweet.
But cowboys know there's an extra treat.
Right out of the box, take a handful out. Pop 'em into your mouth as you run about. Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops. Sugar Pops are pops.
Under cover of night, the villainous Rab had set up an ambush to cover the path through which Wild Bill Hickok and Grant Marcus had to ride on their return to the ranch. When the sound of hooves echoed in their ears, Rab gave the order to fire.
Let him have it! Blast him out of them saddles!
Reckon we got him? Sure we got him. Light a torch and we'll go down and take a look. We ain't gonna find enough left of them to identify. Guess I was real smart to think of this ambush.
You was real smart if it worked, Rab.
Yeah.
If it didn't, well, I'm dog.
What? What's the matter?
Where's the two bodies we're supposed to find down here?
They gotta be here.
Gotta be, but they ain't. Told you Hickok was slick. He's gone. You ain't never gonna catch up to him now.
I'll get him. Don't worry about it. There's gonna be one time when he'll turn his back on me, and that's the time I'll be waiting for.
The best rocking chair I ever sat in my whole life, Miss Connie.
Oh, it's no good, Jingles. They've been gone too long, and you know it. You can't keep me from being worried.
Oh, now, Miss Connie, you know Grant's out with Wild Bill. Nothing ain't gonna happen to him. Why did I ever tell you about the time Wild Bill was surrounded by a whole tribe of screaming Comanches led by the meanest renegade you ever did see?
No, you didn't. I just met you this morning.
I didn't, huh? Well, I guess that's right. Well, it was right after the big fight we had with that no-good Blackbeard.
What time is it, Jingles?
Now, you ain't listening, Miss Connie. Don't want to hear my story, huh?
No, Jingles.
Oh, it's about 8:35. 8:35? Doggone it, Bill should have been back here 2 hours ago.
Well, that's what I said. Now you're worried, too.
No, I'm not. But Bill's old enough to take care of him. Gunfire! Where's my 6-gun? Let me out of here. Joker! Come here, you jughead. Bill's in trouble.
Jingles, what do you think happened?
Gunfight. Some high-binding bushwhackers are after Bill and Grant. They got him holed up in a doggone cave. I'll bet if I don't hurry, I'm going to be too late to save him.
Oh, no.
No, I didn't mean to scare you, Miss Connie.
But, Jingles, wait. I hear horses.
It's a chase. There's 40 owl hoots right on Bill's heels. I got to go head them off before they catch him.
Jingles, there are 2 horses and no gunfire.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I just hope it's Bill and Grant.
It is, Miss Connie. See, I told you they were safe and sound. Howdy, Bill, howdy.
Oh, watch out.
What's the hurry?
Just had a little trouble up the line, Jingles. Put it out, steady. Steady.
Grant, are you all right?
Sure, Connie. Oh, this Hickok's about the smartest gent I ever run into.
Oh, how's that?
Well, he ran us right through a set-up ambush. We didn't even get a scratch.
But how?
Echoes can fool a man's ears at night, Miss Connie. Those bushwhackers shot up the ground a split second after we had passed by.
Yeah. Oh, but Wild Bill's got some questions to ask you, honey.
Yes, and there's no time to waste.
What is it, Bill?
Were you and Rab riding together this morning when your father was shot?
Oh, no, we all split up at the house. I rode down the south line of the ranch. Rab rode up the north line. Dad rode straight across the ranch. We were to meet right there at the spot where he was killed.
That's all I wanted to know. Where's Rab now?
Well, you know darn well he was out there setting up that ambush for us, Marshal.
Then where does he bunk?
Well, he's got a lean-to room just off the bunkhouse. Come on, I'll show you.
Bill, what's got you so head up?
Tell you in a minute, Jingles, if I'm right.
He ain't told me nothing either, Jingles.
You think Rab killed my dad, Wild Bill?
Thinking a thing doesn't prove it, Miss Connie. It's proof of a lot of things that I'm after.
Well, here's Rab's room.
Bill, if he wasn't out there behind one of them rifles, he just might be sitting in there in the dark waiting.
That's right, partner. All right, stay back, folks, while I kick in this door. It's all right, Jingles. Nobody here. Wait till I get the lamp.
Come on in, Miss Connie. Grant, watch that door.
Yeah. No desk. Hey, there's a drawer on this table. Maybe it's here. Yep. Now, that was right careless of him.
What is it, Bill?
Does that paper prove anything, Bill?
Yes. It's a contract to sell all the walking XX brand to your foreman, Rab Ransom, signed by a Mr. Green Summers. Both names belong to the same man.
I knew it. Rab was behind that brand all the time.
Now, hold on. I don't get it.
Rab used the name of Green Summers to register the cattle, Jingles. Then he made up this contract to sell himself the XX cattle. A neat little scheme, huh?
And I'll bet he killed Dad because he knew something.
Bill, somebody shut out the lamp.
I can't see anything.
Too bad you found that paper, Hickok. Now you've signed a death warrant for all four of you.
Billy's right outside that window.
Talk to him, Jingles. Give me some time.
Yeah, if I can think of something to say. Rab, did I ever tell you about the time that Wild Bill was surrounded by a whole tribe of Sioux Indians led by a big red-headed Jasper with a long black beard? I guess he don't like that story.
That's enough, Jingles. Rab, your time's run out.
All right, pick up. Bill! Say something, Bill!
All right, partner. He's out cold. You can pick him up and take him to jail.
Doggone it, Bill Hickok. Don't take so long to answer me after this.
Sorry, partner. I had to get my breath.
Yeah, well, I hope it don't take Grant that long to get his breath when he marries up with Connie. I might have time to think it over and marry her myself.
And now, here are the stars of Wild Bill Hickok, Guy Madison and Andy Devine.
Andy, looks like Wild Bill and Jingles are going to be working on New Year's Day.
Well, Guy, I just happen to know that Wild Bill and Jingles are going to have their business mixed in with pleasure when they drop in on the Party and Gunpowder Pass.
So long, kids.
See you Friday.
Choose your favorite from Kellogg's Variety Pack. So Mom and Dad and kiddies too. Choose a Kellogg's cereal is good for you.
In Kellogg's Variety Pack, you'll find many favorites like Corn Flakes, Rice Krispies, and the new Ready Sweetened Treats, all in generous individual serving size boxes. So,
choose your favorite from Kellogg's Variety Pack.
Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals, has brought you another exciting story of Wild Bill Hickok, starring Guy Madison and Andy Devine in person. Today's cast included Gene Bates, John Stevenson, and Jack Moyles. Our director is Paul Pierce, story by Larry Hayes, music by Dick Orant. This is a David Heyer production, transcribed in Hollywood. Now, this is Charlie Lyon speaking for Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereals, reminding you to listen again on Friday, same time, same station, for another adventure of
Wild Bill Hickok!
summer cold, or if it's hay fever. But regardless...
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters. This stands out from all the rest. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
What time's that stage supposed to be here, Chester?
Oh, sometime this afternoon, Doc. They ain't quite sure.
You mean they're not sure it'll come at all?
Now, that ain't what I said. I said they ain't sure when.
Oh. Well, I've heard of stages that don't come at all.
Gracious, you ain't very cheery today, Doc. What's the matter, lose a couple of cash patients last night?
No, I didn't lose any patience last night. I lost $50 at Faro.
Ah, well, what's $50 to a rich man like you?
Oh, yes, which if you and everybody else paid your bills once in a while, I'd be a rich man.
Hey, there she comes, Doc.
Oh.
Golly, I hope Mr. Dillon's on it.
You mean you're waiting here and you don't even know he's coming?
He'll be there. And with Big Jim Kelly, too.
Kelly? Who's that?
You sure are ignorant, Doc.
Ignorant of what? Thieves and murderers and scallywags?
Big Jim Kelly is wanted for burning down a hotel in Wichita.
Yeah, arson.
Arson? No, Doc. I said he's wanted for burning down
Never
a hotel.
Never mind. Oh, there he is. He's coming. Hello, Matt.
He's all alone.
Maybe he shot him to save the price of the stage fare, Chester.
Oh, Doc, Mr. Dillon won't do that.
Hello, Doc. Chester.
How are you, Matt?
Hey, where's Big Jim Kelly, Mr. Dillon?
I don't know, Chester.
You didn't catch him?
Well, I got close enough to put salt on his tail, but he got away.
Well, how in the world did that happen?
Well, he outsmarted me, Chester. Well, what's new in Dodge, anyway?
Well, Doc lost $50 at Faro last night.
Oh, that's not new, Chester. Besides, it's perfectly legal.
Oh, you mean has there been any trouble, huh? No, sir. It's been real quiet, Mr. Dillon. Except last night when Cassidy got beat up.
Cassidy? Who'd beat him up?
I hadn't heard of that, Chester. Boy, Cassidy's the mildest mannered man I ever saw. Even in his cups. And he's been in his cups for 10 solid years now, that I know of.
What happened, Chester?
Oh, that gambler, Bill Clell. Oh, he come here since you left, Mr. Dillon. He brought a girl with him named Flora.
What about Clell and Cassidy?
Well, nobody's seen it, but Clell admits beating him up.
Well, why?
He says Cassidy walked up to him, tried to club him with a bottle.
Oh, I don't believe that. Cassidy wouldn't attack a wood fence.
Is he hurt much, Chester?
He don't look very good, but he'll be all right, Mr. Dillon.
Say, man, I don't believe this Clell. There's something wrong with his story.
Well, I'll go by there tonight and have a talk with him, Doc. But right now, let's go get something to eat, huh?
Well, do you see Clell anywhere, Chester?
No, sir, I don't. I guess he ain't come in yet tonight, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah. Look, you go get your beer. I'm going to go over and say hello to Kitty over there.
Okay, sir.
But you come tell me when he does come in, huh?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay. Well, evening, Kitty.
Hello, Matt. I hear you came back empty-handed.
Oh? How did you know that?
Everybody knows it.
You know, and all the time I was thinking that nobody even knew I'd gone after a man.
It's hard to keep secrets in Dodge, Matt. I've tried it myself.
Yeah. Well, there's one I'd like to uncover, Kitty. What was this man Clell doing beating up Cassidy last night?
Well, I heard it was Cassidy went after him.
Oh?
Took a bottle to him, they say.
Who says?
You're right. Nobody saw it. But the way Clell told it, he was just as surprised as anybody. I have to admit, I kind of believe him, Matt.
Oh, now, Kitty, you know Cassidy wouldn't attack anybody.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not standing up for Clell. In fact, I don't even like him.
Oh, what's wrong with it?
But he's no good. I can tell by the way he treats Flora. She's a real unhappy girl, Matt.
Well, that's no business of mine. And I don't like the idea of a poor, harmless drunk like Cassidy taking it from him.
There's Flora now. You want to meet her?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure.
Flora. Pretty little thing, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Hello, Kitty. Did you want me? You got a minute, honey? I want you to meet Marshal Dillon.
Oh. Are you the marshal?
I'm pleased to know you, Flora. Want you to sit down?
Thanks. But I can't stay long. Mr. Clell will be in directly.
Oh? You, work for Clell, Flora?
My job's to steer people over to his faro table and then try to keep them there. You know.
Yeah. How long have you known Clell?
All my life, I guess.
What?
Oh, he sort of adopted me when I was 5, when my mother died. I'm only 18 now, Marshal.
Well, that's mighty young. You look a little older than that.
I wish I was 10 years older.
Oh, why?
Then maybe I could get away from him somehow. Oh, please, don't tell him that.
No. Of course I won't.
He married me last year.
Oh?
Oh, there he is now. He just came in. I'd better go.
The tall man, Matt. The black derby.
Yeah, I see him. I thought he'd be older. He only looks about 35.
I'll be darned. There's Cassidy, too. Looks like he's following him.
Yeah, he is. And he's got a gun in his hand.
Cassidy's going to shoot him, Matt.
Can't even hold that gun steady with both hands,
I'm going to kill you, Clell.
Put that gun away, Cassidy. I'll handle him. That's just about enough of you, Cassidy. Gonna break every bone in your body.
All right, hold it, Clell. Stop kicking him.
Mister, stay out of this.
You kick him once more and you'll wake up in jail.
Jail? Why, who are you?
I'm the marshal here.
Well, then why don't you arrest Cassidy? Didn't you see him try to shoot me?
I saw him. Now, what's the trouble between you two?
Look, Marshal, I give you my word I never saw this drunken bum before in my life. Took a bottle to me last night. This time he's got a gun.
There must be something behind this, Clell. Cassidy's one of the most peaceful men in Dodge.
Well, I swear I never saw him before. I'll tell you one thing, Marshal. Next time I see him, I'm going to kill him.
Chester.
Yes, sir.
Cassidy's still out. Get him over to Doc's, will you? I'll come by there later.
Yes, sir, I'll do it, Mr.
Clell, if Cassidy tries to kill you, it's your right to protect yourself. But don't do it with your feet. Cassidy's friends might not like it. And I'm one of them. King size or regular, L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest.
This is it, L&M filters. It stands out from all the rest. Miracle Tip, much more flavor. L&M's got everything. It's the best.
This is it. L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest. L&M stands out for flavor. The Miracle Tip draws easy. You enjoy all the taste. L&M stands out for effective filtration. No filter compares with L&M's Miracle Tip. L&M's got everything. It's America's best filter tip cigarette.
Come in, Matt.
Hello, Doc. Well, how you feeling, Cassidy?
I'm okay, Marshal. Oh, you're so full of booze you don't know how you feel, Cassidy. I told you you've got 2 broken ribs.
That don't matter. I've had worse.
Cassidy, what do you have to Clove for? Why did you try to shoot him tonight?
13 years of hard drinking's lovely to think about. It's bad on the aim, Marshal. I had to hold that gun in both hands. He hit me before I get it off.
Why were you trying to shoot him?
I don't like his face. Doc, will you do something for me?
Sure, yes, Cassidy. What is it?
Make me sober.
What?
I mean real sober. Oh, I ain't going to quit forever, but I want to get sober for a spell.
Well, I'm sorry, Cassidy. Medicine has no idea how to treat a man who drinks like you. No idea at all.
There's nothing you can do?
Nothing. If you want to get sober, you'll have to do it yourself.
How?
Stop drinking.
Okay, I'll do it. If Marshal will help me.
Me help you?
Lock me up in jail, Marshal, and don't let me out for about a week. I can't drink that way. You'll do it, won't you?
Well, ordinarily, I'd do anything I could to help you, Cassidy, but no, not this time.
Why not?
Because you want to get sober so you can kill a man.
Then I'll do it without your help.
Oh, don't worry, Matt. He'll never stay sober long enough to do any harm. I never saw a man like him stop drinking yet.
You never saw a man had a reason like I have, Doc.
What is your reason, Cassidy?
I'll tell you later, Marshal. When you come to hang me.
Mr. Dillon.
Morning, Chester. Oh, where's the mail?
Well, it's in, but they ain't got it sorted out yet. I'll go back and get it later.
Okay.
You expecting something important?
No, nothing special, Chester, but you never know.
Sometimes I think we'd be better off if there wasn't no mail, no telegraphs, no trains, no stages, no nothing like that.
Well, I wish we had more. And maybe we could find out what happened to Cassidy. He's been missing a whole week now.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Mr. Dillon, I plumb forgot. That's the first thing I meant to tell you. Well, how could I forget that? I swear I must be getting old. It seems like every time I start...
Chester, what did you forget?
About Cassidy. I seen him in the street just now.
You did? Well, where is he? I want to talk to him.
He was leaning on that building right next door.
Drunk?
No, sir, he didn't look it. He looked plumb sober.
I'll go see if he's still there, would you?
Yes, sir. Yeah. There he is. Cassidy! Hey, Cassidy! Come here a minute. He's coming, Mr. Dillon. Come on in, Cassidy. Martha wants to say hello.
I ain't got much time, Chester.
Well, you got a minute, ain't you?
Close the door, Chester.
What do you want, Marshal?
Huh? You had everybody worried, Cassidy. Where
Where you been the past week, huh?
I've been out on the prairie, Marshal. Ain't no whiskey out there.
Oh, I see. Well, you look fine.
I ain't had a drop since I left Doc that night.
How are your ribs?
Oh, I breathe hard, but that don't bother me.
Mm-hmm. I see that you got a gun in your belt.
I have. I can shoot it with one hand now.
Still after Clell, huh?
You can hang me later, Marshal. It don't matter. But right now, you can't do nothing but talk.
Why don't you tell me what this is all about, Cassidy? We're friends, aren't we?
You was always a friend to me, Marshal. I don't like to cause you no trouble, but I can't help it this time. It's just gotta be.
Well, okay, Cassidy. You don't want me to help you, but I'm going to do it anyway.
You can't help me.
Yes, I can. Now, give me your gun.
No, Marshal. No, you got no right. Now,
Give me the gun. There.
Buy me another one.
Chester.
Yes, sir.
Lock him up.
Lock me up? No, you can't do that. It ain't legal. I ain't done nothing.
To stop you from killing a man's plenty legal, the way I look at it, Cassidy. All right, put him in his cage, Chester.
Come on, Cassie, and don't you try nothing.
No, wait, no, you can't lock me up. Clell might get away.
You want me to carry you?
All right. Fine, I'll tell you, Marshal. I'll tell you.
Leave him be, Chester. Well, go ahead, Cassidy. Tell me. Who is Clell?
13 years ago, Marshal, down in New Orleans, Clell run off with my wife.
He did? And then how come he claims that he doesn't know you?
He don't know me. I changed my name, and I only seen him once before. My wife told me she was leaving, and I watched them get on the riverboat. Clell, my wife, my little girl.
Your little girl?
Flora was only 5 then.
What? You mean Flora's your daughter?
She don't remember me. I don't want her ever to know that, now, the way I am. Promise you won't tell her?
No, of course I won't. But Clell's married to Flora now. What happened to your wife?
Yeah, they got married, but later I heard she ran off. She had to get away from him. I think she's dead, Marshal. I think she killed herself.
Look, Cassidy, shooting Clell isn't going to help anything now.
I ain't going to kill him because of me, Marshal. I'm doing it for Flora. I can tell. She wants to get away from him, too.
Yeah, I know she does.
I'm going to do it, Marshal. I don't mind hanging. I'm going to help Flora.
Clell's done a lot to you, Cassidy, but there's nothing in the world I know of that justifies murder.
I don't hold with killing people either, Marshal, but I'm going to do it.
Cassidy, listen to me. If I get Flora away from Clell, would you be satisfied?
How are you going to do that?
Will you leave him alone if I do?
I told you it's for Flora I'm thinking about. The other thing, that's too long past. I buried that in 1,000 whiskey bottles, Marshal.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Do you have any money, Cassidy?
If I didn't work down then, I couldn't drink.
How much have you got?
Oh, about $50.
All right, give it to me.
What?
I said give it to me.
Oh. Well, here it is, Marshal. That's all I got.
It's enough. Now, look, I want you to lay low, Cassidy. Stay out of sight for a while. Will you do that?
I'll do it. But I'll be watching. This better not take too long, Marshal.
Chester.
Yes, sir.
Go find Kitty, will you? Tell her to get Flora over to her room and be sure that Clell doesn't know where she is.
Okay, Mr. Dillon.
Tell Kitty I'll meet him there in about an hour. Oh, and you better hang around outside somewhere, huh? In case Clell gets interested and shows up.
Filter tip smokers, this is it. L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest. Yes, L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest. L&M stands out for flavor.
The miracle tip draws easy. Lets you enjoy all the taste.
L&M stands out for effective filtration.
No filter compares with L&M's miracle tip for quality or effectiveness.
L&M stands out for highest quality tobaccos, low nicotine tobaccos, L&M tobaccos, light and mild. L&M's got everything. King size or regular, it's America's best filter tip cigarette. Yes, L&M stands out from all the rest.
She's here, Matt. Come on in.
Oh, thanks, Kitty. Ah, hello, Flora.
Is there something wrong, Marshal?
Yes, I think so.
I told you, Kitty. I knew there was.
Now, Flora, don't get upset. Whatever it is, I'm sure the marshal isn't after you. Give him a chance to explain.
Is it about Mr. Clell, Marshal?
It's about you, Flora.
But I haven't done anything.
No, you haven't done anything, Flora, but I'm going to help you do something.
I don't understand.
Tell me, if you were alone, free from Clell, where would you go?
Oh, I tried to run away before, but he caught me. He beat me something terrible.
Well, he won't catch you this time, Flora. Now, where do you want to go? Can you find a job in St. Louis?
I'd like to go to New Orleans. Mr. Clell says I was born there. I'm sure I could find something to do there. I always wanted to go.
Okay, here's $100, Flora. Now, that'll get you to New Orleans and keep you till you find work.
$100? Oh, Marshal, I can't take that.
Yes, you can. Now, go on, take it.
Why are you giving it to me?
Well, you're young. You've still got a life ahead of you. That's reason enough.
It's no use, Marshal. Mr. Clell would never let me go.
Where is Clell now?
At the Long Branch gambling. He'll be expecting me there soon.
All right, then you'll have to hurry. There's a train out at 1 o'clock. That'll only give you about a half hour.
But I can't go like this. What about my things?
Go get what you need. Kitty will help you.
Sure I will. Come on, Flora.
But if Mr. Clell finds
I'll
me...
be at the depot. If Clell does find you, it won't do him any good. I'll see that you get on that train alone, Flora.
She better hurry, Mr. Dillon. Stampede about to leave.
Kitty will see that she gets here, Chester. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Hey, I thought you told Cassidy to lay low.
I did. What? Well, now what's he up to?
Guess he wants to talk to you.
What are you doing here, Cassidy?
I know what you're doing, Marshal. I figured it all out. Especially when I seen Flora and Kitty going back to her room. They're on the way down here now.
I thought you didn't want Flora to know about you.
I don't, Marshal. I'm going to stand over there by the building. I only want to see her leave. It'll be the last time.
There they come. You better get going.
I'm going.
Oh, that poor fellow.
Come on, Marshal.
Take Flora's bag, will you, Chester, and throw it on the train for her?
Sure. Give me your bag, Flora. I'll take care of it for you.
Thanks, Chester.
I'll go find you a seat.
I thought we'd never make it, Matt.
Oh, you barely did. Well, Flora, we'll say goodbye here. You better follow Chester.
Goodbye, Marshal. I don't know why you're doing this, but... Well, I just can't seem to say anything.
You don't have to. Good luck.
Goodbye, honey. I'm awful happy for you. You'll make out fine. I know you will.
I kind of hate to leave you, Kitty.
You get going. Train's about to leave. Go on now.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
A good girl, Matt.
Yeah, she is.
I'm kind of wondering myself why you're doing this.
Well, I'll tell you, Kitty.
They're about to leave.
Now, she'll make it.
What about Chester? He's still in the car there.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's always wanted to go to St. Louis.
Matt, look.
What?
Clell. He's after her.
Hey, you stay here, Kitty.
Yeah, hurry now.
Laura, would you get on that string?
You all right, Flora?
Dead, Marshal.
Get on the train, Flora.
But I...
Come on, hurry. Go on, move.
Cassidy shined, Mr. Dillon. I seen him through the train window.
Yeah, I saw him, Chester. Now, here he comes now. Watch him.
Yes, sir.
I killed him, Marshal. Here's my gun. Take it.
I should have locked this gun up. You went back to the office for it, didn't you?
I thought something would go wrong. And it almost did, too.
I'd have stopped him, Cassidy.
You wouldn't have killed him, Marshal. He can't ever follow her now.
You're under arrest, Cassidy.
You can hang me. I don't care. Only one thing, Marshal.
Yeah, I know. Chester, I'll lock him up. You go buy him a bottle, will you? He's been sober long enough.
No, Marshal. That's what I was going to say. I kind of like it this way. I ain't feeling sorry for myself no more. I'm through drinking the rest of my life. However long that's going to be.
Cassidy.
Yeah?
Nothing. All right, come on. Walk ahead of me.
Our star, William Conrad.
Thank you, George. You filter-tip smokers have given L&M's the most successful year a cigarette could have. We hope it's been a wonderful year for you, too. This I can promise you for 1955. You stick to L&M's and you're in for a year of the best smoking that ever came through a filter. Yes, sir, L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest. For flavor, for effective filtration, for highest quality tobaccos, for everything. L&M is America's best filter cigarette.
Gunsmoke, produced and transcribed under the direction of Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Our story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Sound patterns by Tom Hanley and Ray Kemper. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Eleanor Tannen, and Ralph Moody. Barley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Another year of wonderful entertainment by Perry Como begins next week as Chesterfield brings you all the top tunes on TV. Don't forget to be on deck Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And as Perry says, don't forget those Chesterfields. Remember, listen again next week for another story of the Western frontier when Marshal Matt Dillon, Chester Proudfoot, Doc, and Kitty, together with all the other hard-living citizens of Dodge, will be with you once more. It's America growing west in the 1870s. It's drama. It's Gunsmoke. Brought to you by L&M Filters. This is the CBS Radio Network. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
You going out soon, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, it's a little early yet, Chester, and things seem quiet enough. But why do you ask?
Well, sir, I thought I might read this off a little bit when you go.
At night?
Well, now, night wasn't made just for sleeping. That's what my mama used to tell us.
You know, Chester, I'll bet you $1 to a dime it was your father who said that.
My papa? Of course it was. Did I say my mama? Well, I sure never meant that. My goodness alive, no. She didn't believe in doing nothing after dark except reading the Bible, and out loud.
Well, that did you no harm. And anyway, you've more than made up for it since.
Well, now, Mr. Dillon, I ain't such a wild one as all that.
I don't know, Chester. Every now and then you've got a look in your eye that spells trouble for some pretty girl somewhere.
Now, that's just pure talk, sir. Just pure...
That was close by. Come on.
Yonder. Right in the street there, see?
Yeah, I see him. There's nobody else around. Take a look down the alley. That's Dane Shaw. Dane, are you bad hurt?
Shot me right in the back, Marshal. Must have been in the alley there.
One of you men go find Doc, huh? Any idea who it was, Dane?
No, sir. None at all. I ain't got an enemy in the world. I know.
Yeah, I know. But has anybody at all said anything lately or done anything that might have led to this?
No.
Did you see him at all?
No, sir. But I did hear him say something about Stone, Marshal. That's all I heard. Stone.
A man's name?
Could be. Anyway, that's all I heard. Maybe he thought I was somebody called Stone. I don't know.
Well, I don't know no Stone. Not around here, anyway.
No. Do you, Dane?
No, I don't.
All right. A couple of you men get him up to Doc's. Huh? Come on, Chester.
Dane's such a nice, peaceable fellow. That's a downright shame. That's what it is. You want some more coffee?
Yeah, I think so. Now that he's right, Chester, he got shot by mistake.
Mm-hmm. How come you're so sure?
Well, his hat, for one thing. Yeah, it's the same shape and the same color as mine.
Yes?
Dane and I are built enough alike. We're close enough in size that somebody could possibly make a mistake. Especially at night.
Well, maybe, but that's stretching it some, if you ask me.
Except for one thing. I once knew a man named Stone.
You knew him? You mean he's dead?
Mm-hmm.
Well, but if he's dead, then it couldn't have been him.
Stone had a friend called Danch. Might have been Danch.
Why?
They were both cow thieves down in Matagorda County, it was. One day, Danch found his friend Stone hung from a live oak tree. Now, I haven't seen Danch since that event, but I've heard that he's often sworn publicly that he's going to kill me for it.
Well, did you...
No, Chester. Probably some cattlemen caught him using a straight iron and practiced a little quick justice. I wasn't even around. I don't hang people. Anyway, if it was Dan, she's probably still in Dodge. He'd have heard he shot the wrong man soon enough.
Were you going to look for him?
And it's better than letting him look for me, especially seeing the way he goes about it.
Well, what's he look like? In case I see him first.
Yeah, he's tall, thin. He's got one mark you can't miss. If you're standing on his left side, anyway.
What's that?
He had a fight somewhere, got his ear chewed off.
Well, unless he's growed another, that ought to make him easy enough to spot. I might wander around and see if he's been around the Dodge house, eh, Miss Dillon?
All right, Chester, I'm going to make a round of the saloons. I'll be at the Long Branch last.
Yes, sure.
You sure you don't want to drink, man?
No, not tonight, Kitty.
You must be expecting trouble.
Maybe. Have you heard the name Danch around here lately?
Dance?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. What's he look like?
He's a tall man, missing an ear.
Oh, yeah. I saw a fellow like that a couple of nights ago. He was in here real late.
Is that so? You haven't seen him since?
No. I could ask the other girl.
Miss Dillon? Oh, Miss Kitty.
Hello, Chester.
Miss Dillon, you know that cheap rooming house at the edge of town, the one they call the Prairie Dog Hole?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, sir, I went to every other place, and then I tried it just on a chance, and sure enough, he was there.
You mean you saw him?
No, sir, he's gone. They said he rode in after dark last night, and he left before dawn. He hasn't been back since and took his horse with him.
Oh.
So maybe it wasn't him after all, huh?
Maybe not, Chester. But I think I'll keep sniffing the air just the same. The next afternoon, about sundown, Dane Shaw suddenly died. He hadn't been badly hurt, but as Doc said, you never know how a man's heart will react. Anyway, Dane, a man without an enemy in the world, was dead, murdered, in place of me. That night I was walking down Front Street thinking about it and wondering why it's the innocent that so often get hurt when... All at once I had a feeling I was being followed. I walked on till I reached an alley, and then I turned into it casually. Once out of sight, I ran halfway down it and ducked behind a rain barrel and waited. And a few seconds later, I knew I'd been right.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me, Marshal.
Well, that depends on you, mister. Now get up.
You got my gun. I'm unarmed. You went off when you jumped me, that's all.
Shut up and turn around.
Yeah.
All right. The jail's right around the corner. Walk ahead of me and walk careful.
I will. Sure I will.
That's it. Now open the door and go right on in.
Sure, Marshal. Well, I declare, who is this, Miss Dillon?
I don't know. Who are you, mister?
My name is Lee.
Lee what?
Bill Lee.
All right, Lee. Now, when did you follow me down that alley with a gun in your hand?
I wasn't following you, Marshal.
Oh, what were you doing?
Well, I was just... It was dark down there, and I didn't want to take any chances.
All right, Lee. Did you shoot Dane Shaw last night?
Now, you... Look here, Marshal. You can't drag me in here and accuse me of...
Shut up. All I want out of you is one thing. Did Danch hire you to kill me?
You got nothing on me, Marshal. I never heard of no Danch.
All right, lock him up, Chester.
Lock me up? What for?
For lying.
Now, wait a minute. That's illegal.
It sure is.
No, I'm you can't put me in jail.
You show him what we can do, Chester.
All right, sir. All right, mister. Right through that door. Go on. All I see you tried for this, Marshal. I know my right.
The only right you've got left is to be hung, and I hope it takes place real soon. Every morning, Chester brought Lee out of his cell, and I questioned him, but he admitted nothing day after day. We kept him in jail anyway, and I hoped Dan should hear of it and come into town to do the job himself. But it isn't a good feeling to walk down the street and know that any minute you might get shot in the back. And finally, I got tired of it. I wanted to know where Danch was.
You're wasting your time, Marshal.
Look, for the last time, are you going to tell me where Danch is?
I've told you 100 times I don't know Danch.
Where'd he make his deal with you?
I don't know nothing about no deal. I'm an innocent man, Marshal, and as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to write the government about it.
Tell me, Lee, how does it feel to kill a man for money?
Oh, don't you look at me, Marshal. Nobody's paid me nothing. But what about you? You get paid for shooting people. You get paid regular for it. Me? I think I'll hit you right on the head and drag you back to your cell like you. Sure. I'm not.
Wait a minute, Chester. Let him be.
All right, but that kind of talk just makes me boy.
I know, but I got a better idea of what to do with him.
What?
And we're not getting anywhere this way. Lee just isn't going to tell us anything. He's got his mind made up to.
I don't know anything, I told you.
So keeping him locked up isn't going to help. Turn him loose.
Oh, no, now, Mr. Yeah, well, it's about time. Now, you can't do that. He'll just try to kill you again for his chance to get.
All right, go on, Lee. You're free. Get out of here.
You really mean it, Marshal?
You heard me. There's your gun. Take it. Don't pick it up by the butts. That's better.
Oh, I wouldn't try nothing, Marshal.
You'd die if you did. You're not fast enough to kill me face to face.
No, and I wouldn't try. Goodbye, Marshal, Chester. I'm leaving. I'm taking the next train to Abilene.
I'll leave.
Yeah.
There's just one thing.
What?
You said I get paid for shooting people.
Oh, no, Marshal, I didn't mean nothing.
No, in a way, you're right. Sometimes I have to when there's no other way out. But I won't get paid for shooting you.
What?
Now I figure killing you will be part pleasure and part self-defense.
Well, what are you talking about, Marshal?
Just that.
Yeah, but why do you want to shoot me?
I don't like men of your kind.
Well, Marshal, you can't...
I can't let you get any farther than that boardwalk. I'd be a fool if I did. Now, you go on out the door, Lee, and then I'm coming right after you.
No.
I'll feel a lot safer with you dead. Go on now.
No, I'm staying right here.
And then I'll kill you right here. You're armed?
No. I'll give you my gun.
Don't touch it.
Don't kill me, Marshal. Don't kill me. I'll tell you anything you want.
It's too late. You'd probably lie anyway.
Oh, no, Marshal. No, I won't. You listen to me. Danch is down the Santa Fe Trail about 75 miles. Across the Cimarron, place called Wagon Bed Springs.
He is.
He's waiting there for me. He's waiting to pay me when
you kill me, is that right?
I'm not going to kill you, Marshal. No,
Take his gun, Chester, before he changes his mind. He's a pretty brave man.
Sure. Take it. There it is, John. I told you. You let me go now?
You know, Danch isn't going to like your having killed the wrong man and me still walking around in good health, Lee. And the law wouldn't like it if I turned a murderer loose. So lock him up, Chester, and then get the horses.
You know the way, Lee.
Wagon Bed Springs boasted a hotel with a half a dozen rooms, a restaurant, and 2 saloons, all built out of adobe. But just a stopping point for bull whackers and mule skinners driving their freight wagons along the Santa Fe Trail. When night came, Chester and I rode in, found a corral for our horses, and scouted the town. Danch wasn't anywhere in sight, so I decided to begin asking questions.
Beer or whiskey, man?
Beer.
Same for me.
Strangers, ain't you? Yeah, we're supposed to meet a friend here.
Well, look around, mister.
I have, but can't find him.
If he's in Wagon Bed Springs, you can find him. This ain't a big town like Dodge and them places. I wished it was. You know, I'd like to see Dodge sometime.
Well, that's where my friend may have gone, but maybe you saw him when he passed through here. A tall man, one ear.
Oh?
Yeah, calls himself Danch.
Well, sure, I know him. He was here quite a while. But he left just yesterday. He's gone to Texas, mister, not died.
That so? He tell you that?
Well, that's what he said when he left.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Sure. He's staying here long?
No, not long. Here's for the beer. We'll be back as soon as we eat.
Good.
Hey.
Say, did you mean it in there, Miss Dillon? Are we really going to eat supper again?
Chester, that barkeep said he'd never seen Dodge. He was there last fall. I remember his face.
Well,
if he was in Dodge, he knows who I am. Danch is here somewhere, and that barkeep's going to get word to him mighty fast. Now, come on, let's get across the street.
Where are we going?
We'll follow him when he goes to tell Danch I'm here. He'll leave as soon as he thinks we're in the restaurant. All right, he won't see us here.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, if you stay out of the way.
Oh, I will.
I'd figured it right. And in a few minutes, the barkeep came out onto the street and walked down toward the edge of town. We followed some distance behind until he reached a small adobe hut. And there he knocked and then disappeared inside. The hut had no windows we could see, but I sent Chester around back to make sure. He returned in a moment, and I told him to wait while I went up to the door.
Who is it?
You're trapped, Danch. Come out with your hands up.
Volunteer, you fool. I didn't see. He said he went to so I ought to see. It's got nothing to do with this. I'm getting out of here. Go on. Go on, get up. Marshal, I'm coming out. I ain't even armed, so don't shoot.
Okay, come on. Get out.
You got to open it more than that. I can't get out.
All right, keep your hands up. Chester.
Sure. I'll take him.
Keep an eye on him.
Come on, you.
I won't do anything. He paid me to warn him, that's all.
You're in a bad spot, Danch. You can rot in there.
I don't suppose you'd give me a fighting chance any more than you give Stone one, Billy.
I was in Galveston when Stone got hung.
That's
Danch.
a lie.
That doesn't matter. How come you hired Lee to shoot me? You lost your nerve?
Too many cattlemen in Dodge is why.
Yeah. I forgot your reputation with cows.
And I don't care how you die anyway.
You talk big for a man who's practically buried.
I'm coming out, Dylan. I'm coming out with a gun.
Don't do it, Danch. I'll have to kill you.
I hang anyway, and I just might get you.
I backed off around the corner of the hut and waited. Danch opened the door wide, and then suddenly he sprang out, a gun ready in each hand, expecting to face me. He stood there for a second before he realized he'd been trapped again. And then he made his choice and started for the corner of the hut where I was. Drop him, Danch.
Mr. Dillon?
Okay, Chester.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Well, he tried to kill you, Marshal. It was self-defense, pure and simple.
Shut up.
What do we do with this man, Mr. Dillon?
Let him go, Chester. He's just scum.
All right.
Bury him, mister. He paid you.
Yes, sir. I'll take care of it.
If I ever see you in Dodge, you'll go to jail.
Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't come to...
Come on, Chester. Let's get out of here.
Produced and directed in Hollywood, starring Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston. Featured in the cast were Vic Tarrin, John Daner, Harry Bartell, and Lawrence Dobkin. Harley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. This is George Walsh inviting you to join us again next week when CBS Radio presents another story on Gunsmoke. Have a happy habit Monday through Friday. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney on the CBS Radio Network.